On a scintillating night for baseball, yet another major player goes down for Jim Fregosi, but he's going to run out the 9 healthiest guys he's got. The Florida Marlins take on the Philadelphia Phillies, coming up next exclusively on Prism. And we thank you for that rousing applause. Larry Rosenbach live at the 400 level tonight. It is Greg Jeffries who the injury bug has bitten. A bad thumb. We don't know what the official disposition for Greg will be, but we know he is not playing tonight. Philadelphia Phillies, though, do have one of their better starting pitchers of the year, Michael Mims, who's had only 2 bad outings all year long, going tonight in search of win number 5 against David Weathers. Weathers has handled the Phillies, though. Several Phillies are hitless against him, 4 for 49 against him in their lifetime. We'll talk more about the pitchers, the injury situation, and Mike Mims when we come back in a moment.
Dear car owners, it's the Sound Investment Sale now at Midas. Listen up and get your choice of guaranteed Midas mufflers at 25% off the regular price. No matter what kind of car or budget you have a choice. Because Midas has a price that'll be music to your ears. So stop by and get 25% off our famous Midas muffler or our low-priced economizer muffler. Either way, you save. And with most cars, we can get you in and out in about an hour. That's the Midas way. The way it should be.
Hey, I can make this guitar sing, but to make my engine sing, I need a great motor oil. Nothing works better than Kendall oil, and right now Kendall's got a deal that'll be music to your ears. Just buy a case of Kendall, and you'll get $3 in concert cash through Ticketmaster. $3 off any concert or special event of your choice with every case of Kendall. No strings attached. Kendall motor oil. Hey man, buy it at these locations.
Lineup cards being handed out at home plate on a very pleasant Saturday evening tonight as the Phils take on the Florida Marlins. And welcome back to the Prism booth. Todd Callis along with Chris Wheeler and Gary Maddox will join us in the 4th as usual. Chris, tonight once again a lineup change late. It seems like it's pretty much been the norm this week. This time it's a pretty important guy on the team, Greg Jeffries, the number 3 hitter. What happened to Jeffries? How long has this injury been plaguing him?
Well, you know, we like to make your scorecards out early. I guess you shouldn't do that around this team right now. Todd, it's been bothering him for, I'd say a month probably. There was a period of time where he didn't take batting practice for 5 days because they were trying not to have him injure the thing and still be able to use him. But, you know, it just hurts too much for him right now. And he cannot play tonight. They'll make a decision on him tomorrow on how long it will be.
Darren Dalton will move up to the number 3 spot. We'll see the full lineups and show you the first pitch.
On a scintillating night for baseball, yet another major player goes down for Jim Fregosi, but he's going to run out the 9 healthiest guys he's got. The Florida Marlins take on the Philadelphia Phillies, coming up next exclusively on Prism. And we thank you for that rousing applause. Larry Rosenbach live at the 400 level tonight. It is Greg Jeffries who the injury bug has bitten. A bad thumb. We don't know what the official disposition for Greg will be, but we know he is not playing tonight. Philadelphia Phillies, though, do have one of their better starting pitchers of the year, Michael Mims, who's had only 2 bad outings all year long, going tonight in search of win number 5 against David Weathers. Weathers has handled the Phillies, though. Several Phillies are hitless against him, 4 for 49 against him in their lifetime. We'll talk more about the pitchers, the injury situation, and Mike Mims when we come back in a moment.
Dear car owners, it's the Sound Investment Sale now at Midas. Listen up and get your choice of guaranteed Midas mufflers at 25% off the regular price. No matter what kind of car or budget you have a choice. Because Midas has a price that'll be music to your ears. So stop by and get 25% off our famous Midas muffler or our low-priced economizer muffler. Either way, you save. And with most cars, we can get you in and out in about an hour. That's the Midas way. The way it should be.
Hey, I can make this guitar sing, but to make my engine sing, I need a great motor oil. Nothing works better than Kendall oil, and right now Kendall's got a deal that'll be music to your ears. Just buy a case of Kendall, and you'll get $3 in concert cash through Ticketmaster. $3 off any concert or special event of your choice with every case of Kendall. No strings attached. motor oil. Hey, man, buy it at these locations.
Lineup cards being handed out at home plate on a very pleasant Saturday evening tonight as the Phillies take on the Florida Marlins. And welcome back to the Prism booth. Todd Callis along with Chris Wheeler and Gary Maddox will join us in the fourth as usual. Chris, tonight once again a lineup change late. Seems like it's pretty much been the norm this week. This time it's a pretty important guy on the team, Greg Jeffries, the number 3 hitter. What happened to Jeffries? How long has this injury been plaguing him?
Well, you know, we like to make your scorecards out early. I guess you shouldn't do that around this team right now. Todd, it's been bothering him for, I'd say a month probably. There was a period of time where he didn't take batting practice for 5 days because they were trying not to have him injure the thing and still be able to use him. But, you know, it just hurts too much for him right now, and he cannot play tonight. They'll make a decision on him tomorrow on how long it will be.
Darren Dalton will move up to the number 3 spot. We'll see the full lineups and show you the first pitch when we come back. Tonight is David Weathers for the Marlins taking on Michael Mims for the Phils.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By the Yellow Pages, 9 out of 10 people use the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. By Mellon PSFS, the official bank of the Phillies, featuring full-service evening and 7-day banking. By the Pennsylvania Daily Lottery. Don't forget to play. Proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians. By Texaco Clean System-Free Gasoline. Add more to your car. Take it to the star. And by Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield. For 57 years, the health insurance company you can lean on.
Dad?
Yeah?
There's something I want to tell you.
What is it, son?
Well, Dad, you're my dad. And I love you, man.
You're not getting my Bud Light, Johnny.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Ray, forget it, Johnny.
The things you charge on your credit card could earn free Sunoco gasoline. The Sunoco MasterCard with no annual fee. Your credit card purchases fuel the economy. It's time they fueled your car. For the card named Best of Its Kind by Money Magazine, call 1-800-4SUNOCO.
Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme meets Ford Taurus head-to-head in the Oldsmobile Challenge. And now, with a special 4.9% GMAC Smart Lease rate, you can lease Cutlass for only $249 a month. Cutlass has more standard power, more leg and headroom, more resale value. But Cutlass is $2,150 less than Taurus. And now you can lease a new Cutlass for only $249 a month with no security deposit. Move up to Oldsmobile. Take the Oldsmobile Challenge now at your local Oldsmobile retailer.
Good crowd gathering tonight as the Phils take on the Marlins in the second of their 3-game series. And let's take a look at that starting lineup. First of all, for the Florida Marlins, Kilvio Veras will lead off at second base. Chuck Carr in center field, batting second. Jeff Conine, the left fielder, hits third. Greg Colbrin at first base, batting in the cleanup spot. The Hawk, Andre Dawson, his second straight start in right field. Kurt Abbott, the shortstop, at 6. Alex Arias at third base, batting 7. Charles Johnson, the young catcher, behind the plate. And David Weathers on the mound.
That's the way it looks tonight for the Phillies. Tom Marsh will get a start in left field as Jeffries is out. Dave Gallagher in center. Jim Eisenreich in right field. Charlie Hayes, Kevin Stocker back in the lineup. Mickey Morandini and Mariano Duncan over at first base. Darren Dalton, the catcher, and on the mound, the young left-hander Michael Mims.
Michael Mims has been outstanding this year. That ERA is good for 8th in the National League. He's 4-1 with a 2.85 ERA, 37 hits and 23 walks allowed in 47 1/3 innings. And in his last 4 starts, Mims has allowed 0 or 1 run in 3 of those 4 outings. That includes back-to-back outstanding outings against the former organization that had the rights to him, the Los Angeles Dodgers. First batter that Mims will face is Kilvio Veras, former New York Met minor leaguer who came over to the Marlins in the offseason. Takes a pitch outside and high for a ball. 1-0, and we're underway on a gorgeous evening. Feels like summertime as we head towards the longest day of the year. Called strike on the outside corner, says Brian Gorman, and he is joined on the base paths by Bruce Fremming at first, Jerry Crawford at second base, and Tom Hallion at third. Outside, it's 2-1 to Veras.
Veras walks a lot. He's 7th in the league in walks. He's also 1st in stolen bases, 1st in caught stealings.
Line drive, that'll fall for a base hit to start the ball game. So Kilvio Veras, who has 17 steals in 24 attempts, on first base to start the game. Veras has averaged 45 steals a year over his minor league career, and over the last 3 seasons, he's averaged over 50. That is the key weapon in his ball game. As you take a look at the guy who was the leadoff hitter before Veras was acquired. That's Chucky Carr. Carr's been injured this year, batting .181. He tries to bunt and fouls it into the crowd.
Chucky Carr was bunting for a base hit that time. I don't think you're going to see the Marlins necessarily flat out sacrifice with him in that spot. There's Cookie Rojas, former great Phillies player, at third base as the coach.
Marlins have a bit of a dilemma the Phillies wish they had. They have 2 true leadoff hitters. Phils, with Lenny Dykstra down, really don't have that prototype leadoff man. Carr, though, has been batting second since Veras was acquired in a trade for Carl Everett. Pitch was inside to Chuck Carr. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to the Marlins center fielder.
I think Kilvio Veras wanted to go then. He got himself hung up out there a little bit. And now Mims sees him, steps off, and can't get him.
With a record of 1-4, starts tomorrow in place of John Burkett. Burkett has a sore groin and will miss tomorrow's start.
Marlins announcing what had been expected, that John Burkett has a sore groin and will not be able to go tomorrow, so they will go with right-hander Mark Gardner instead.
Are these teams going to have enough players to field 9 tomorrow? Outside for a ball, it's 2-1. Well, go ahead.
People want to know, well, is it because of the short spring or what? No, I don't necessarily think that. It's just the Phillies are just running into a real bad break right now with a batch of injuries. And, you know, unfortunately for them, it's to very key players.
And the Marlins have lost their key offensive player, Gary Sheffield, for the year. Terry Pendleton tonight begins a 4-game suspension. So this is not the lineup that Rene Latchman had envisioned at the beginning of the 95 season. Mims has fallen behind Chuck Carr 3-1. Mims loses Carr.
Mims had his worst game of the year against the Florida Marlins in that game down there. He went 3 2/3 innings that night, 3 hits, 5 walks, and 3 hit batters. And that's the only game that he's had like that all year.
He will get a visit from Darren Dalton.
He had a bad game against Montreal, but it wasn't because of his control in that game. They hit him around. But a game, you know, where he was just totally out of whack was that game against the Marlins.
Great speed on the pads. Kilvio Veras at second, Chuck Carr at first, and Jeff Conine leading the regulars with a .301 average. Leads the team in home runs with 7. Has 25 RBIs.
Well, the double play ball was a big part of the game last night, and that's what Mims needs right out of the chute here.
Called strike of the knees, 0-1. This is our first look at Michael Mims on Prism, believe it or not. We've had Paul Quantrill and Tyler Green on about half a dozen, 7 times each. But our first look on Prism at this left-hander. What can the fans expect?
Fastball, breaking ball, and good changeup. And when he's been most successful is when he's been able to use his breaking ball. Because his breaking ball acts as a pitch to get inside on right-handed batters, set up his changeup.
Most Phillies fans have probably seen Mims along the way. He had an outstanding West Coast trip. He's pitched very well against the Dodgers, his former team, in his 2 starts against them. Also owns a shutout that came back here at the Vet on May 26th, a 2-hit masterpiece against the Padres. Mims has fallen behind Conine 2-1.
Johnny Padres had Michael Mims in the minor leagues at one time and helped him develop the changeup that he has.
In the dirt, gets away from Dalton. It's 3-1 as the runners move up a base each. Veras to third. Chuck Carr to second on the wild pitch, and this is not the kind of start Michael Mims was looking for.
Yeah, he just totally holds on to this ball too long. It was a breaking ball, and it bounces right in front of home plate with all that spin going the opposite direction, and Dalton can't control it. Phillies will play the infield back here in the first inning, and just Michael Mims just wants to get an out, even if he has to give up a run on a ground out.
He's in a dangerous position here with a selective hitter, Conine. 3 balls and a strike. Line drive right at Charlie Hayes. Well, that was fortunate for the Phils. Conine hit the ball hard, but right at the Phils' third baseman.
Yeah, and those base runners did a good job that none of them got doubled off. You know, it's easy to say watch the line drive in that situation. Harder to do for a base runner. That was a down and in breaking ball. Looked like he just dropped the bat head on it. Right at Charlie Hayes, and good base running by both. Well, Veras is no problem for him over there, but Chucky Carr did not get doubled off.
So runners still at second and third, now with 1 out, and here's Greg Colbrin.
And they'll keep the infield back. Same thing here.
Colbrin has some highly unusual numbers against left-handers. He's batting .081, 3 for 37, and he's batting .350 against right-handers. He gets a base hit off a left-hander this time, though, and scores 1, probably 2 runs as Carr easily scoots in. And it's 2-0 Florida on the 2 RBI single off the bat of Greg Colbrin.
It was supposed to be a fastball in on him, and they try to come in, and you see him just inside out that ball. Then fights it off and hits it in the hole. They were playing him up the middle. He finds a hole on the right side, easily gets 2 runs in with Carr's speed at second.
So the Marlins jump on top here in the top half of the first. And that'll bring up Andre the Hawk Dawson, who last night became the 11th player in National League history to hit 400 home runs. The Hawk hit a home run to right field off David West that proved to be the difference in that 2-1 Florida victory.
Nice gesture by the fans last night, too. A lot of them stood and applauded for Andre Dawson, who has been a class act in the league a long, long time. Hall of Fame player.
Chopped high in the air over Duncan's head. Fair ball towards right field. Colbrin's being waved around by Rojas. They dig it out of the corner a little lethargically, and the Marlins take a 3-0 lead.
I don't know what happened there. Because you said it was a lethargic looking play. I don't know whether Eisenreich thought it was going to hit the corner down there, but they just didn't get the ball back. Look at this big old hippity hop going down the line. Now it looks like it's headed where it's going to hit the corner of the boxes here and come out. So Eisenreich was playing back here looking for the carom and never got the ball back in. Rojas saw that the play was slow developing. He did a good job of waving the Colbrin all the way around. It was good coaching by Cookie.
Colbrin's not exactly one of your top base runners, but he scored easily from first on that chopping double down the right field line. And Michael Mims has already allowed 3 runs and retired just 1 here in the first. Though Andre Dawson making his 5th straight start with an RBI double, he now has 5 runs batted in on the season.
That'll make up for all those hard outs he's hit throughout his career. Some of them.
Yeah, he's got a few to catch up. First pitch swinging is Kurt Abbott, who's just back from a stomach flu that kept him out of 3 ball games. Abbott has good home run numbers, 6 in 18 RBIs to go along with that.
Amazing the funky games that Mims been involved with now with the Marlins. And this one's early.
In that game against Florida, when he walked 5 and hit 3, the Phils came back to win 9-7.
Well, that was a game that Sheffield tied on the grand slam in the 9th inning off Slocum, and then the Phillies won it in the next inning, and that was the night that Pendleton had the trouble with Bill Hahn.
That's the reason Terry Pendleton is serving a suspension beginning tonight, 4-gamer. I don't even know if Pendleton's in the building. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Abbott. Pendleton said, I don't think I can sit in the clubhouse and watch. I might have to leave the stadium so they don't encourage me to get in there. Ball and 2 strikes to Abbott.
I think when you're suspended, you're allowed to work out prior to the game, but then you're not allowed to be on the bench at all. You have to be in the press box. There's a changeup, and a good one, as he got him way out in front of that change.
Michael Mims picks up his first strikeout, and now he'll deal with Alex Arias. Arias filled in at shortstop for Abbott the last 3 games, and now he's playing third base for the suspended Pendleton. Good pitch on the outside corner, 0-1.
Alex Arias has been a Philly killer for a long time. He came into the game last night as a 400-plus lifetime hitter, went 0 for 3. Brian Gorman checking out the position of his back foot, trying to keep him in the batter's box. And he is in the batter's box.
1 ball and 1 strike to the former Cub, Alex Arias. Phillies trail early 3-0. 2 RBI single by Greg Colbert and an RBI double by the Hawk Andre Dawson. Good breaking ball. He swung on top of it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Inside, it's 2-2. See Dawson at the bottom of your screen on second base, turning 41 years old next month. He was actually contemplating retirement earlier this season because things were not going his way, but he has hurt the Phillies in 2 straight games.
Well, he's from Miami, so this was a perfect chance for him to still play and be comfortable in the area. Basically living, he's basically at home now, being able to play for the Florida Marlins, who play out of North Miami.
429 home runs, 314 steals. He is destined for Cooperstown. 2,700 plus hits. Tough play for Hayes on the fair ball down the line, no chance. And a good play by Duncan to keep the ball in front of him. And that'll be an infield hit for Alex Arias.
It's one of those innings right now for Michael Mims. Everything down the line is a fair ball. Charlie Hayes does what he can with it. I mean, it's a fair ball. Now he tries to bounce it over, and Duncan does a great job of coming off the bag, blocking the ball, and making sure that it doesn't get by him and allow Dawson to score. Duncan saw right away that they weren't going to be able to get the runner at first, so he took defensive action by coming off the bag.
Here's Charles Johnson, who's been struggling all season long at the plate, hitting just 146. Johnson broke in against the Phillies last season down at Joe Robbie Stadium. Made his major league debut against the Phils and Kurt Schilling and homered in his second at bat. Chop foul. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. The former University of Miami star Charles Johnson. Andre Dawson's on third, Alex Arias on first. 2 outs here in the first.
Andre Dawson looks pretty good for a 41-year-old, doesn't he? Boy, did he keep himself in shape.
It's amazing. He's had operation after operation on those knees. I was surprised a little bit to see his name in the lineup tonight just because he's been on turf back-to-back games.
Left-hander pitching, so I guess they figure they want to get him out there tonight, and it's helped so far. Still has those coat hanger shoulders.
Marlins, like the Phillies, have their share of injuries. For the Marlins, most of their injuries have come to outfielders. Dawson and Tommy Gregg platooning in right field with Sheffield going down. 3-1 the count to Johnson. Might have swung at ball 4, and that's one of the reasons he's batting 146. Count is full.
Duncan will now play off the runner Arias at first with a 3-2 count and 2 outs.
Does not chase that one, and the Marlins will bat around here in the top half of the first. A starting pitcher's delight when he gets to bat before he has to throw a pitch, and that will be the case for David Weathers, who will bat here before he has thrown a pitch in this ball game.
Well, we're going to find out who the long man is. Mike Williams just tossed his jacket aside.
Why would you wear a jacket tonight? Very warm June evening as the Marlins bats are warming up, and here's David Weathers. This guy gets a hit, you know it's going to be a long night. Weathers, an .074 lifetime hitter this year, 1 for 10 with 7 strikeouts.
There are a few things that a pitcher likes to do more than hit in the first inning before he's ever gone out there.
Beautiful.
He knows he's in pretty good shape right out of the chute. David Weathers, a Joe West look-alike. I always think that when I see him, he looks so much like Joe.
He's not a hitter. He'll get a chance to pitch in the bottom half, but he has 3 runs of support behind him on 4 hits, 1 walk, 2 walks, and the bases left loaded. Phillies.
The annual Mellon PSFS Fireworks Extravaganza set to music are here again. The first one is Monday, July 3rd after the Braves game at 6:05. The second comes Friday, July 7th after we play the Cubs at 7:35. Call 463-1000.
Joe, our nationwide insurance agent, said it reminded him of his first house. It needed a little work.
Patty and her husband got their friends together.
We got the place looking great.
Yeah, I was able to help a little. I mean, since they now have a homeowner's policy with Nationwide, I could offer them a home car discount.
It was a really nice little housewarming gift. I'm glad Joe saved us money because we still have a few little things that need to be fixed up, like
Nationwide is on your side.
Want to make a Consumer's Digest Best Buy an even better buy? Well, right now, we're offering $1,000 cash back on every Dodge Caravan. Not just some, every one. Add in up to $1,100 in package value discounts, and you can take up to $2,100 off America's best-selling minivan. Or choose 4.9 financing instead. So hurry to the Dodge National Best Buy sale. Right now, current Chrysler Corporation minivan owners get an additional $500 cash back.
Marlins put up 3 in the top half of the first inning, and the Phils will try and come back with this lineup. Mickey Morandini at second base leading off. Mariano Duncan with a 10-game hitting streak bats second. Darren Dalton in the third spot, unusual for him. Jim Eisenreich in right field. Charlie Hayes at third base. Tom Marsh gets his first start of the '95 season. Dave Gallagher in center field. Kevin Stocker at shortstop. And on the mound, Michael Mims.
Defensively for the Marlins, Jeff Conine in left field, Chucky Carr in center, and Andre Dawson in right. Alex Arias, Kurt Abbott, Kilvio Veras, and Greg Colburn around the horn in the infield. Charles Johnson behind the plate, and on the mound, a right-hander, Dave Weathers.
This is 25-year-old Dave Weathers, who was 1-2 on the year with an ERA right around 6. He was skipped over his last start, has appeared in 10 games, 7 as a starter, 3 out of the bullpen. He's allowed more hits than innings pitched and walked 27 while striking, or walked 24 while striking out 27. Weathers has faced the Phillies in 5 previous starts and is 1-1 with a 3.03 ERA in those 5 starts as he starts Mickey Morandini off with a ball, 1-0. One ball and 1 strike to Morandini, coming in with a batting average of .281. Mickey has been in the leadoff position in all but 1 game in this homestand.
Phillies have seen quite a bit of Weathers in the brief history of the Florida Marlins. He's a breaking ball type pitcher, tries to hit spots, kind of a nibbler, doesn't have anything overpowering as you saw by those stats.
Well, one thing you don't want to see when you're up 3-0 in the first is a pitcher lose the leadoff hitter with a walk. He's behind Morandini, 3-1. That's on the corner. It's a full count. Weathers, born in Tennessee, still resides in Loretto, Tennessee. And he walks Morandini. Well, Weathers saw his team bat around in the first inning and comes right out and walks the Phil's leadoff hitter up 3-0. That is a
very big no-no.
Oh, absolutely. You know, they come out and give him a 3-0 lead, and he goes out and walks the leadoff man. But that's been Weathers' history. That's probably one of the reasons why they've moved him in and out of the rotation. And yet he's had a couple of pretty good runs for them as a starting pitcher, where he was very effective.
Here's Mariano Duncan. In that 10-game hitting streak he is carrying, he has a .300 batting average. So not much different than his batting average on the season, which is at .299.
Attention media, Phillies left fielder Greg Jeffries was scratched from the lineup tonight. Pitch was severely inflamed.
1-0 the count to Duncan. Duncan gets under one and lost one down the left field line. That's going to hook into this crowd. Their short sleeve crowd this evening. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Happy anniversary tonight to Tom and Alice Robertson of Northfield, New Jersey. That's their 69th wedding anniversary today. And get well wishes to Mary Beth Thomas of Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Always watches the ball games, was a big fan of the Crucker. And we'd like to send our best wishes to Mary Beth Thomas in Cherry Hill watching the ball game tonight.
Swing and a miss at a good breaking ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mariano Duncan has success against Weathers in his 7 career at bats. He's 4 for 7 against this 25-year-old right-hander, formerly in the Toronto Blue Jay organization, was selected in the expansion draft in the 2nd round. 2nd pick in that 2nd round. Duncan stays alive, fouling one back. Weathers got off to a strong start last year, but then struggled towards the end of the season. In April, he won 4 games and had a 2 ERA, but his last 5 starts, he had a 12.13 ERA and has struggled this year in 7 starts. He won his very first start of the year, but hasn't won since. Outside and low, it's 2-2 to Duncan. Phils trail early, 3-0. We're just underway from the vet on a beautiful Saturday evening. Fans coming in pretty good numbers tonight around the upper deck. Speaking of upper deck, Duncan gives a souvenir that way. Phils have lost 3 out of 4 on this homestand, which concludes tomorrow.
Yeah, and then they head off to New York and St. Louis and then come home for a real good homestand. Tough teams, Cincinnati and Atlanta coming in for 7. And at that point, they certainly hope they have a lot of their players back, because you don't want to go into that Cincinnati. You don't go into any series like that. I mean, you certainly don't want to go into the Cincinnati-Atlanta series with all these guys banged up the way they are.
Michael Mims looks a bit tired there on the dugout bench because he threw 37 pitches in that first inning. It's about 1/3 of your total. Hopefully Mike will not last only 3 innings tonight. 2-2 the count to Duncan. Keeps fouling off pitches, and Weathers may be heading towards that same pitch count if Mariano Duncan stays there. Breaking ball chopped slowly towards third. Tough play areas. He makes it in time to get Duncan. Morandini moves over to second. There's one away here in the first.
Arias playing for Terry Pendleton tonight. As we mentioned, he is out on a 4-game suspension after that run-in with Bill Hahn in a game against the Phillies back in May. So Alex Arias will take over tonight. Arias can play second, third, or short.
Ground ball right side. Dalton batting in the unusual number 3 spot tonight. with Jeffrey's injury, and he grounds out for the second out. Morandini to third. Can't remember the last time Dalton batted third.
No, well, they were down there trying to figure out what to do with the lineup tonight after Jeffries was scratched, and they said, well, let's put Dalton up in the first inning. Maybe he'll pop one.
He swung at the first pitch, but grounded one instead of popping one. Here's Jim Eisenreich. He's the cleanup hitter tonight. Eisy 1 for 10 in his career against Weathers. Takes a called strike, 0-1. Eisenreich right now is 9 plate appearances shy of qualifying for the league leaders. If he did qualify, he'd be second in the National League in batting with a .364 average.
Well, he's getting more playing time than they anticipated. Again, a lot of it out of necessity. Tony Longmire, who Fregosi would love to play and give some more at-bats to, is still bothered by that groin injury, and he can't play. He can pinch hit, but he can't start and play in the ball game. So Longmire sits, so instead of being able to get him in there for 4 at-bats, you can only have him possibly for 1.
Grounded towards Veras to his right. That does it for the Phils here in the first. So leadoff walk does not hurt Weathers. We head to the second, 3-0 Florida.
The Phillies take on the always popular, always powerful, always colorful Cincinnati Reds. Tuesday, June 27th and Wednesday, June 28th at 7:35. Then Thursday, June 29th at 1:05 for a midweek Mellon PSFS Business Person Special. A confident, determined ball club this year. Great memories from the past 24 years. All come together in this memorable silver season. Call 463-1000.
Emma, seems like we've known each other forever.
Yeah, I know. 2 weeks.
Will you marry me? 'Cause Emma, I love you, man.
Oh, Johnny, you're not getting my Bud Light.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
Johnny?
Make it a Bud Light.
Jane?
It's Joan.
Jane, Joan, whatever. I feel like I've known you forever.
New Philly Fanatic Franks. He's so great, you just gotta try him. 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 New Philly Fanatic Franks. You just gotta try him.
When the Cubs come in town on Sunday, July 9th, you can get a hot new T-shirt. All fans 14 and under receive a white T-shirt with a dynamic Fighting Phils logo on the front. Compliments of Modell Sporting Goods. A great gift for young fans and great baseball for all. So call 463-1000 for tickets, or you can stop by any one of the local Ticketmaster locations. Marlins trying to repeat inning number 1 as they send the top of their lineup up. Kilvio Veras, who singled and started that 3-run first inning, leading things off again here in the second. Check swing on the 1-0. Morandini, first down of the inning.
I'd like to send a happy birthday tonight, number 75, to John J. Brennan, a retired battalion chief, Philadelphia Fire Department, watching the game down in Ventnor City, New Jersey tonight. Got a nice note from his wife here. And his favorite players are Chuck Klein, Richie Ashburn, and Mike Schmidt, Hall of Famers. All happy birthday to former Chief John Brennan. Hope he's enjoying the day.
Chuck Carr walked and scored and sends one into left field on the line, but Tom Marsh is there, and quickly 2 away here in the second after a rocky first.
Well, that's what the Phillies and Michael Mims need more than anything, is for him to settle down and hang in there and pitch a good ball game while they try to catch up.
Get well wishes to a longtime Phillies fan, Marie Yucknick, who is watching on Prism. We hope you are feeling better shortly, Marie. Jeff Conine lined out.
We send that along to a lot of the Phillies watching the game in the clubhouse.
Oh, man.
The players feel better real soon.
Unbelievable.
It really has been a rash of injuries right now to key guys, and they need to get them better real soon.
Dykstra, Hollins, Jeffries. That's 3 of the key components to your lineup. There's Bobby Munoz. He'll start his rehab assignment on Monday in Reading. Toby Borland, he just went on the DL. Not a lot of healthy characters in that dugout. 2-1 the count to Conine. Conine with really quick hands. We saw that last night.
He's a low ball hitter, and Conine's been a good gamer for this ball club from day one. Plays almost every game. First baseman, left fielder. He has a good eye, as you see there. He walks and has been with the Florida Marlins since their inception, and is probably their well, Gary Sheffield probably their best player now that he's here, but of the players that they brought over in the expansion, Conine would be their best player.
Conine had played in every game in Marlins history until May 29th of this year, when he had to sit out a game with a strained left hamstring. Broke a streak of 300 consecutive games. Here's Greg Colbert. Colbert hasn't had many consecutive game streaks in his career. He has always been injured with Montreal and now with Florida.
You get those long sleeves on tonight, the gloves, turtleneck. Not actually a turtleneck, but a high neck shirt, and it is a warm night here at the vet.
There you see Colbert, who was a catcher in the Expos organization until he had one of numerous surgeries on his right elbow. One time he was named the top offensive catcher in the minor leagues by Baseball America. But he cannot catch anymore. He can hit, and hits one to Charlie Hayes, who makes the force to second in time. So a nice comeback inning for Michael Mims. One walk, one man left.
People scratching, people matching, people spinning, people winning in some games. People everywhere reeling with that lucky ticket feeling in some games. It's the instant mania that's sweeping Pennsylvania in some games.
All over Pennsylvania, people are scratching games like bonus bingo with the $25,000 top prize plus 5 extra bonus spots.
Let's play instant games. Let's play instant games. Lean on me.
I like practicing my kind of caring medicine with Keystone for the Blues. My patients get the quality care and personal attention they deserve. They learn to stay healthy with regular checkups, and there are no claim forms. All this and Keystone's wellness programs are covered under the plan. Plus, I can refer them to the finest area hospitals and specialists. I'm pleased to be affiliated with Keystone. They encourage the kind of medicine I believe in.
Ask your employer for Keystone. We're the caring HMO you can lean on.
There's an odd, unexplainable phenomenon haunting Pizza Hut. Is it another worldly spirit compelling these people to eat their pizza the wrong way? No, it's new stuffed crust pizza with a ring of cheese baked in the edge of a totally new, thinner crust.
Incoming.
And with a large, just $9.99, every living person will be eating it the wrong way, crust first.
Hey, look! I'm eating like a fleshy tooth!
And even so, not so living.
You love the stuff we made of Pizza Hut!
The summer movie schedule heats up right here on Prism. You'll see Oscar nominee Susan Sarandon and Batman Forever star Tommy Lee Jones in The Client. Philadelphia's Will Smith in 6 Degrees of Separation. Crimson Tide star Gene Hackman in Geronimo. And Ray Liotta in the adventure No Escape. More great movies coming your way this summer right here on Prism. Here at the vet, we're in the bottom half of the second inning. Marlins leading 3-0 as Charlie Hayes grounds one back to Weathers. He flinched but still got a glove on it for the first out.
That looked like a base hit, and I'm sure Charlie thought it was, and it got Weathers on the hand. He just reached out and flagged it down. He had no chance to defend himself, and it catches him on the glove hand somewhere. We'll see if it's above the protected area of the glove. Well, you can't tell. See, all he did was he saw the ball and he reacted to it and knocked it down. And now they're out there examining him. Here it is again. Looked like it got him on his pitching hand. Yeah, so it wasn't the glove hand, it's the pitching hand. And it wasn't one of those cases where a guy reaches out and tries to do something foolish. He was just trying to defend himself.
Saw Greg Jeffries doing the same thing last night. He kept flexing that left thumb.
Yeah,
didn't want to put the glove on. There was one at bat in particular when he grounded out to Kilvio Veras, who made a nice play on him. He was hunched over by Mel Roberts for about 20 seconds after the at bat.
And he's had a lot of trouble with that thumb lately, and Jeffries has been trying to play through the pain, but he just can't do it right now.
That's why Tom Marsh is in tonight, as Marsh on the 1-0 pitch lost one foul on one hop into the stands. Is 1 ball and 1 strike on Marsh.
Send birthday wishes along tonight to Pete Fama. These are belated birthday wishes. Pete is our tape man down on the truck tonight, so best from all of us up here and the TV crew from Prism to Pete Fama.
Marsh lost one in the left center field. Conine calls and squeezes 2 away. I want to apologize to our audio man down in the truck for pinning those needles the other night when Tony Longmire hit that game-winning home run. Got a little excited on that one.
That was exciting.
Tony Ferlenza said it's okay, so be a little careful next time. Here's Dave Gallagher. Phils could use a rally soon, Wheels.
Well, Gallagher's another guy who's been hobbled with some leg problems and just coming back from his hamstring. And they're lucky to get him back in, but he's still not at 100% either. Yeah, the rallies lately have been circumvented by double play balls, it seems.
Seems like Dr. Marone might be making out the lineup cards these days.
Said to Dr. Marone tonight, you're getting way too much airtime. Every time you turn around, he's on TV. And that means things are not good.
That was the case last year. It started out in '95 with Munoz and Green, but then the Phils were fairly fortunate for a while. But along came June, and everybody's going down. Gallagher lost a lazy pop-up towards first. This should be easy for Craig Colburn, and is. It was an easy 1-2-3 inning for David Weathers, who leads 3-0 as we head to the third.
Get out of the rut and into the ballpark for a midday midweek Mellon PSFS Business Person Special. Thursday, June 29th at 1:05 when the Phillies play the Cincinnati Reds. For tickets, call 463-1000.
The Bud Light Amateur Beach Challenge. They're lean. They're mean.
Oh, they're killing us. Yeah. How about 2 out of 3?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down,
What's wrong with her?
make it a Bud Light.
At Dorney Park in Wildwater Kingdom, you can see Berenstain Bear Country, the rides, the slides, and a 95 Ford Windstar from your Quality Plus Ford dealers.
You mean the roomy Ford Windstar?
Windstar has the most room of any minivan.
No, Windstar has $1,000 cash back.
$1,000 cash back.
While we're at Dorney Park, Mom and Dad can check out the new Ford.
Or test drive a Windstar and get a family pack, including 2 free adult tickets to Dorney Park in Wildwater Kingdom. See your Quality Plus Ford dealer for all details.
My dad was always there for me. This was my chance to be there for him. I knew we needed an extra room, but the money was tight. I couldn't have done it without a loan. And my Mellon PSFS banker came through for me. That's what family is all about.
Life Improvement Loans. Call 1-800-MELON-2. 1-800-MELON-2.
Marlins lead at 3-0 as we head to the third inning. One of those 3 runs came across on the RBI double off the bat of Andre Dawson, who leads off the third. Hawk takes a pitch in the dirt, 1-0. You always hear about the Philadelphia fans being overly critical and heartless, but last night they were pretty appreciative of one Andre Dawson as you take a look at the tale of 2 innings. Dawson hitting his 400th National League home run, one of 11 ever, and his 20th here at the Vet, which ties Barry Bonds and trails only one player in Veterans Stadium history, celebrating its silver anniversary. And that is current Florida Marlins announcer Gary Carter, who hit 26 while a player here. as a visiting player here.
Gary Carter and Jay Randolph doing the games for the Florida Marlins. Gary in town this weekend, as Todd mentioned, and he used to tear up this place.
Dawson and Carter, longtime teammates with the Montreal Expos.
Yeah, they came up with that when they had so many good young. Well, they always seem to have good young players. But Ellis Valentine was there at that time, along with Dawson,
Tim
and
Raines.
Carter, Tim Raines,
Tim Wallach.
Tim Wallach.
Warren
Cromartie. Yeah, right. Steve Rogers.
Rodney Cool Breeze Scott.
There's Gary Carter, known as the Kid when he played. Now makes his home in Palm Beach Garden, Florida. Lives about 2 houses away from our old buddy George Thomas Hutton. They were golf buddies.
Tommy Hutt. We haven't seen Hutt here this year, I don't think.
No, he did one. Well, he's done one ESPN game, and he's doing mostly Toronto Blue Jays games this year.
Well, like Andre Dawson, not only does Carter share the numerous home runs here at the Vet, but he also can empathize with the numerous knee surgeries.
Yeah.
You would imagine this is the final year for Dawson, who turns 41 in July. And if it is, as Wheels mentioned, his first at bat, quite a nice way to go out, playing in front of his family at home down in Miami.
Andre Dawson was a guy who could do a lot of things with one look in the clubhouse. Didn't have to say anything. One of the most respected players who ever played the game, and a great team leader without words.
Dawson still had power last year when he played a partial season with the Red Sox. He hit 16 home runs and drove in 48 runs. Missed 30 games due to problems in his left knee. High in the air to center field. Dave Gallagher waits, and there's one away here in the third.
Dawson visibly limps now, and I'm sure this turf is no good for him this weekend.
4 knee surgeries on the right knee, 3 knee surgeries on the left knee. Here's Kurt Abbott. Struck out in his first bat back after missing 3 games with a stomach virus. Chops the first pitch to Charlie Hayes on one big high hop. He throws across, and there's 2 away here in the third. So Mims apparently settling in a little bit after that very rough first inning. Alex Arias with an infield single his first time up, takes the pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Mims coming in 8th in the league in ERA, 9th in the league in opponent's batting average against at .214. His ERA is 2.85. Facing the Marlins for the second time. Lasted just 3 2/3 innings down at Joe Robbie Stadium in his first appearance against this team. Dalton trying to steal a pitch that was outside. It's now 3-0 on Arias. Walk number 4 issued by Mims. So just like last inning, 2 quick outs and then a walk. Mims has walked his share this season.
Yeah, he's had 2 games where he walked 5. One was that game we talked about with the Marlins. The other was the game in Atlanta on May 6th when he walked 5. And then he walked 5 in his last start. So he does have games where he does walk batters. But the worst one was the game against Florida, because that game against LA the other day, he was close with everything. Tonight, he's obviously struggling with his control.
Charles Johnson in a hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Phil's in a hole tonight, 3-0. Against a team that hasn't scored many runs this year, the Florida Marlins. Phil's haven't scored many runs lately either. Phil's have the best ERA and have allowed the fewest hits in the league. The Marlins, as an offense, have the worst batting average and have the fewest hits. Charles Johnson strikes out on a pitch that was down in the dirt. That is strikeout number 3 for Michael Mims. No runs, a walk, and 1 man left on base. The Marlins lead 3-0 as we head to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. There's Gene Shaw, who made his major league debut here last night in the Phillies uniform. Played first base, and in his very first major league at bat got a little infield single. Nice way to start for Shaw in front of friends and family who are on hand at Veterans Stadium. Shaw, former Villanova University product, talks about playing with the Wildcats and the recognition he received while there.
We got good exposure for a northern school, but being up north, it's kind of difficult because the scouts can only come out, later on in the year because the weather is kind of rough in the beginning, and most of them are probably down south watching the southern schools play. And the thing that helped us a lot at Villanova was the fact that we went to the regional tournaments in '89 and '91, and that gave us some more exposure with the bigger schools, and more scouts were able to see you play then.
Last night, Gene Shaw in his first big league at bat facing Pat Raff, and the big slugger chopped one down the third baseline. Terry Pendleton did all he could, but legging out an infield single in his first big league at bat was Gene Shaw, the Villanova University product, who led the NCAAs in hitting when he was at Nova in '91. Last year, really a breakthrough year for Shaw in the minor leagues when he was the Paul Owens Award winner, led the International League, or second in the International League in RBIs, and was the top Phillies offensive player in their minor leagues. Attended LaSalle High School and Villanova University, and his hometown in Abington. Shaw not in the starting lineup tonight, but sure was quite a thrill last night to put on that big league uniform for the first time, and he fared well. 1 for 2, including a walk. Made all the plays at first base. Phil's batting bottom half of the 3rd, still looking for their first hit. Just 1 walk issued by David Weathers, who has retired 6 in a row. Weathers has been getting hit around this year in his starts, but so far tonight, so good. In his last 2 starts combined, Weathers has lasted just 5 innings. 1 1/3 2 starts ago against the Cubs, and 3 2/3 in his last start against the Pirates. So far through the first couple of innings, he's sailing along. 1-1 the count to Kevin Stocker, who carries a .195 batting average to the plate. Stocker playing after sitting out a couple of nights with that bruise below his right knee. He last started a game on Wednesday, sat out Thursday and Friday, and back in the lineup again tonight. 2-1 the count to the Phil's shortstop. Tries to bunt and fouls it back to the screen. The count's 2-2. At Pittsburgh tonight, starting pitcher for the San Diego Padres, Fernando Valenzuela, has hit a 3-run home run.
No surprise.
Even now?
Well, nothing about him surprised. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Even now, you don't think he's going to be able to do that. But that guy is a marvelous performer, I guess. You know, I don't, you call him an athlete. Here's a pitch, a breaking ball that Stocker swings over. I mean, Fernando's always been one of those guys that did everything well and continues to do it. It amazes you what he's able to do at this point in his career when you think he shouldn't be able to do anything.
Michael Mims sends the first pitch high in the air to left field. Jeff Conine calls off the infielders, and there's 2 away. Padres, a team that scored 12 last night, lead that game 10-0 early on in Pittsburgh. Pirates staff ERA has taken a huge leap up. Well, David Weathers has really pitched well so far. He's retired 8 straight. Certainly nothing like his last 2 starts. And even the start before those 2, where he didn't even make it to the 4th inning, he went 4 1/3 innings and allowed 7 earned runs. So he has been getting hit hard in his previous 3 starts up until tonight. Morandini walked his first time up, past the mound, but Kurt Abbott is there. 9 in a row sent down by David Weathers. Another 1-2-3 inning. We're through 3. Gary Maddox joins Chris Wheeler in the 4th.
The annual Mellon PSFS Fireworks Extravaganzas set to music are here again. The first one is Monday, July 3rd after the Braves game at 6:05. The second comes Friday, July 7th after we play the Cubs at 7:35. Call 463-1000.
For cars that can benefit from higher octane,
Frank, we're late.
Texaco Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium are formulated to clean your engine's intake valves, fuel injectors, and combustion chambers while you're driving. For smooth starts and sure acceleration, just give us 5 tanks, and we think you'll see a difference. A word of advice. Maybe you should keep the windows rolled up.
Add more life to your car. Take it to the star.
The Lexus GS 300 Touring Edition is designed to stimulate the senses. There are special wheels, special colors, and a moonroof for sight. A leather-trimmed interior for touch, and a compact displayer for hearing. What about the sense of taste? That always comes standard. Save $3,000 on the GS 300 Touring Edition while it lasts at your Lexus dealer.
Have you explored your world lately?
Morgen ga ik in de stille oceaan midden tussen de walvissen zwemmen.
Yesterday I climbed an ancient pyramid.
Viajé a un reino prohibido. In 63 countries, in a world of ways. The Discovery Channel. Explore your world.
Back here at Veterans Stadium, Chris Wheeler with Gary Maddox. When do the injuries stop?
Oh, man. The good thing is you're getting them all at one time here, but the Phillies definitely need to hang in there at this time. It's a tough time as far as being prepared mentally. The players that are coming in there, they're going to be giving you their best shot, but man, until you start to get those regular back in there and you can start to, feel more positive about things. This is a hole.
David Weathers is the batter. He struck out with the bases loaded his first time up, and he swings and misses there. It's 0-2.
Talked to Lou Thomas just briefly before the game, and I said, let me see you work some of your magic now. He said if he had any magic to work, he would do it on those bats.
Struck him out. David Weathers down on strikes for the second time in the game. Strikeout number 4 for Michael Mims. Business person special number 3 is coming up on Thursday, June the 29th at 1:05. The Phillies will play the Cincinnati Reds. That'll be the third of 5 of those midweek games, and it'll be compliments of Mellon PSFS. Call 463-1000 for your tickets, or go by the Center City ticket office at Mellon PSFS, brought in Chestnut Streets. Kilvio Veras leads it off. He got a base hit to right field his first time up, scored a run, and then grounded to second. Right-handed switch hitter with a wide open stance. He is tied for first in the league in steals, 17, and first in caught stealings. There he is, wide open, wearing those high tops.
Guys open up like that so that they don't step there. Guys that have a tendency to step out, start there and make sure that they force themselves to step in so that they can get a good look at the pitch.
Yeah, it'd be bad if you pulled off from there.
Unless you're like Willie Mays or somebody, you can do weird stuff with your body and hands.
Clemente?
Yeah.
3-1. As Mims has worked behind quite a few hitters tonight. Veras will take a lot of pitches. Big high chopper. Charlie Hayes will have to hurry, and he got him. Nice play by Hayes. 2 up and 2 down here in the 4th inning, and that'll bring up Chucky Carr. He walked and scored in the first and lined to left. Mims has settled down since the first inning when he gave up the 3 runs. We are now in the 4th, and it's scoreless. And the way the Phillies offense has been going lately, he needs to keep it as close as he can. Carr, who bats out of a pronounced crouch, beats one foul. He's hitting much better from the right side. 350 right-handed coming into the game. Just 115 left-handed for Carr.
It's tough to maintain your patience when you're hitting 178. You really get to the point where you're a defensive hitter. You hate to get behind in the count because it looks like, the pitchers are making good pitches on you. So you usually will offer at that first pitch or anything close.
And Carr's been injured quite a bit. He's had a hamstring pull that's bothered him this year. 75 pitches already for Mims. A lot of that, of course, in the first inning. Waits and hits it to right field. Eisenreich comes on, makes a good play, and quickly go the Marlins here in the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. Still 3-0 Florida.
How can you top a 4-game series against the Braves?
With a spectacular fireworks show.
It's big-time showdown showtime. The Atlanta Braves come in for 4. Friday, June 30th, 7:35.
Saturday, July 1st at 7:05. Sunday, July 2nd at 1:35.
And Monday, July 3rd at 6:05. Followed by the annual Mellon PSFS Aerial Spectacular, choreographed to music.
It takes something really spectacular to top off a 4-game set with the Braves.
And you've got it. Call 463-1000.
Oh, man. Look what you did.
What I did? Just who do you think you are, man?
Who do you think I am?
Easy, fellas. What would he do?
Oh, the Yellow Pages?
Just any Yellow Pages?
Genuine Yellow Pages.
9 out of 10 use it.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you very much.
The genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages.
Who's worried about the air we're breathing? Who's controlling emissions and expanding the use of non-polluting fuels? And who's already decreased the pollutants in our air by more than 3 million tons a year? Who? People like you. People who live here. People who know what you care about.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By your Quality Plus 4 dealers, home of 5 of the top 10 selling cars and trucks. By Bell Atlantic Mobile. A mobile phone is only as good as the system it's on. Choose Bell Atlantic Mobile. And by your nationwide insurance dealers. Your nationwide representative in Norristown, it's Glenn Sausander.
Beautiful night for baseball here at Veterans Stadium. 3-0 in favor of the Marlins. Bottom of the 4th inning. Chris Wheeler with Gary Maddox. Tide will be back in the 7th. And Duncan up the middle. Abbott on it. Throws him out. 1 away. Duncan is now 0 for 2 on a couple of groundouts. And David Weathers continues to baffle the Phillies with a lot of groundouts.
Well, he's getting inside on a lot of people. And that was a good example right there on Duncan. Started him off with a nice little slider. But this pitch here, watch how he gets it inside in there. And it's hard to get the head of the bat there. That's why that ball was not hit hard enough to become a base hit, because he got in on him a little bit. And he couldn't get the head of the bat on that.
Darren Dalton batting 3rd tonight as Greg Jeffries is out of the lineup with a sore left thumb.
Darren swung at the first pitch his last at bat, so he was bound to take that pitch.
Grounded to second, took a breaking ball for a strike, and that's a sinker away. 1-1. On the outside corner for a strike.
Darren's stance, he's way away from the plate, so he's pretty much given the pitcher that part. If he can hit the outside corner like that, Darren can't touch it from where he is.
Is he further off than normal?
Yeah, he sure is.
Pitcher might spot that, or the catcher, and decide to work out there a little bit. 2-2 to Dalton.
Well, it's tough to get the ball on the outside corner every time, but he sure is giving them that shot. If they can put it there, it's going to be difficult for him to get wood on it.
Breaking ball, hammered to second again, broke his bat in half. And Barris throws out Dalton. 2 outs here in the 4th inning.
See, when you're standing that far away from the plate and you want to get those arms extended, but you still have to be willing to drive the ball the other way, because that far away from the plate you almost have to step into it. But see, Darren gets a ball that's down a little bit away and he tries to pull it, hits it off the end of the bat, and that's what happens.
Dalton hustles down the line and is out by a step there. And here's Eisenreich, who takes a fastball over for a strike call. Eisenreich also grounded out to Barris his first time up.
But if that, you risk it with a hitter like Eisenreich, who's pretty good. You don't have to worry too much about a guy trying to hit like a 4-hitter because he's in that hole. But a lot of times that's the risk you run. You put a guy in the 4-hole and he thinks he has to drive the ball out of the ballpark. I know the one time I batted 4th. That's what I thought.
2 balls and 1 strike. Where was that?
I batted 4th for the Giants one year. I mean, I was just to get hit with a little pop every now and then before I spread out.
Fly ball, shallow left field. Conine is right there, and 12 in a row now retired by Weathers after that leadoff walk. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. 3-0 through 4.
Here's a look at this week's Mellon PSFS Financial Scoreboard, featuring our best loan rates. Call 1-800-MELLON-2. Mellon PSFS, the official bank of the Phillies.
Dad?
Yeah?
There's something I want to tell you.
What is it, son?
Well, Dad, you're my dad. And I love you, man.
You're not getting my Bud Light, Johnny.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Ray, forget it, Johnny.
First, I figured I'd forgotten where I'd parked. And then I knew. I called my husband, the police, and Ken, my nationwide insurance agent.
Willie was upset. You don't get your car stolen every day.
2 days later, my car showed up.
Broken windows, scratches, I mean, nothing major.
It wasn't a pretty sight, but the check sure was. Ken got it to me the next day.
Helping someone, it's a good feeling. That's why I'm a nationwide agent.
Nationwide is on your side.
Emma, seems like we've known each other forever.
Yeah, I know. 2 weeks.
Will you marry me? 'Cause Emma, I love you, man.
Oh, Johnny, you're not getting my Bud Light.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down,
Johnny?
make it a Bud Light.
Jane?
It's Joan.
Jane, Joan, whatever. I feel like I've known you forever.
Jeff Conine leads it off against Michael Mims and rips a wicked foul. Third base side skips into the stands. 0-1 on Conine. Conine has lined out to Charlie Hayes and walked 0 for 1, batting at .301 coming into the ball game. Bounces up there. The appeal to first. Bruce Fremming said he went after it, so it's 0-2. Fastball inside, looked like it was there. They don't get it. 0-1-2. There's Lenny Dykstra, who's been working hard on that back, trying to get back in. Ask him how you feel tonight. He says he feels better, but you know, the thing is ongoing with him.
Well, and the thing is, you can feel better, and then you just take one step, and it can go again on you.
1-2 to Conine. Breaking ball beaten foul again, third base side. Nice play by a youngster with a glove. And the people with him are very happy. This is a good play. Go down and get it. That's it. Beaten weakly up the middle to Stocker in a couple hops. Kevin throws him out. 1 away in the 5th.
Mims is taking a page out of Weathers' book. He's starting to pitch inside more, and it's really setting up his off-speed stuff and his breaking ball. He's getting a lot of check swing. Again, off-speed stuff sets up your good fastball in, and that time he was able to jam Conine with it.
Yeah, when he pitches his best games, it's when he pitches inside with that fastball and his breaking ball, and then uses a changeup or fastball away. Greg Colburn, the batter, he got a 2-run single in the first inning, grounded into a fielder's choice in the second. Marlins batted around 9 men to the plate in the first inning, scored 3 runs, and that's where we stand. The Phillies have yet to pick up a hit off David Weathers. They have 1 base runner, a leadoff walk to Morandini. 1 ball and 1 strike now on Colburn with Andre Dawson on deck. Curveball over for a strike. Backdoor breaking ball, 1-2. Greg Colburn, originally out of the Montreal organization. Another breaking ball. He beats it foul. He's getting it far enough inside that they keep pulling it foul.
Well, the key to that is that they're swinging at it. Those are balls, and it's a good enough pitch. He has them looking away enough that they're swinging at that pitch.
Back in again, and another foul into the dugout. Past Chucky Carr will toss it to the crowd. Now they go away with a changeup, and was that ever set up to get a hitter out?
I tell you what, that's textbook right there. And Darren Dalton doing a good job behind the plate. We saw the balls inside. We saw him swinging all of them, pulling foul. This time it's a changeup away, and he's looking inside now. Not going to get there.
Andre Dawson hit a chop double down the right field line, knocked in a run in the first, and then fly to center in the third. We talked about Dawson before you came on. I know this is a guy you have great respect for.
Oh, no question. From the time he came into the league, I had a lot of respect, but just the way he's carried himself as a professional throughout his career.
Those pitches there that he just swung for, he used to kill them.
Oh, man, how about the time he got hit? Oh, do you remember that when he was with the Cubs?
Yeah, and Larry Bow was the manager of the Padres when Eric Schau hit him.
Yeah, that was...
Vukovich describes that. You want to hear him talk about Bow. Bow, when that happened. I mean, Dawson was an enraged bull that day. The late Eric Schau hit him right in the side of the face.
I tell you, what you think now, it's just... You automatically, as a guy gets over 40, late in his 30s or something like that, you want to try and give him that good fastball and try and see if he can still have that bat speed. So they've been testing Andre a little bit. Caught up with one last night, though.
Hit one out to right field off David West. 3 balls and 1 strike as the breaking ball comes in high. 2 outs and nobody on base in the 5th. There's a high fastball hit high in the air to left. Back goes Marsh at the wall, and it's gone. He's hit 2 of them this weekend. Andre Dawson with a towering home run to left, and it's 4-0, and they're not cheering the Hawk tonight.
Well, they're not booing him either. They're booing Mims on that one. But, Dawson very familiar with hitting balls out of the park here in Philadelphia. He's hit enough.
21. That thing kept going, too, way up in the air.
It was a ball that allowed, it was something off speed, but up in the strike zone. See it up there, and it allows him to get his hands through, and man, he's able to still has that power. You speed his bat up by throwing him something off speed, and he'll hurt you. And you can see when he hit that ball, he was not completely happy with it, but it carried on out.
Yeah, he used to know when he hit them when they were out. Abbott fouls it out of play. He has struck out and grounded out. So Dawson has 2 RBIs on the night, and his 2nd home run of the year, the other one coming here last night. And an even 5-0 homers in his career against the Phillies, 21 of them here at the vet.
Wow.
Barry Bonds has 20, and Gary Carter, the all-time leader, 26. 2-2 now to the shortstop, Kurt Abbott. That kind of says it all.
I tell you, how about, I saw Eric Davis hit 9 home runs in one game here, didn't we?
Not in one game. One weekend he did.
That's what it seemed like was one game. He was hitting them out every time he came
Eric
up.
Davis had one of those unbelievable, got him on cover of Sports Illustrated. 3 balls and 2 strikes now on Abbott. Broken bat, fly ball to left. Here comes Marsh on the run, makes the play. And that'll do it here in the inning. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Now 4-0 as Andre Dawson crosses home plate.
For cars that can benefit from higher octane, Texaco Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium are formulated to clean your engine's intake valves, fuel injectors, and combustion chambers while you're driving, to give you smooth starts and sure acceleration. Just give us 5 tanks, and we think Power Plus and Power Premium will make quite an impression on you.
Add more life to your car. Take it to the star.
There's an odd, unexplainable phenomenon haunting Pizza Hut. Is it another worldly spirit compelling these people to eat their pizza the wrong way? No, it's new stuffed crust pizza with a ring of cheese baked in the edge of a totally new, thinner crust.
Incoming.
And with a large just $9.99, every living person will be eating it the wrong way, crust first.
Hey, look! I'm eating like a fleshy too!
And even some not so living.
You love the stuff we made at Pizza Hut.
The Lexus GS 300 Touring Edition is designed to stimulate the senses. There are special wheels, special colors, and a moonroof for sight, a leather-trimmed interior for touch, and a compact displayer for hearing. What about the sense of taste? That always comes standard. Save $3,000 on the GS 300 Touring Edition while it lasts at your Lexus dealer.
Charlie Hayes leads it off for the Phillies. Hayes, Marsh, Gallagher to face David Weathers. Phillies have no hits at this point here in the 5th inning. They've had just one base runner and trail 4-0. Phillies with the best record in the division, and the Marlins with the worst. Fastball right there for a strike, 0-2. Chop towards short. Abbott backs up and lets the ball play him, and that'll be an error probably. Well, we'll see. There's no hit yet, so it should be an error.
Oh, there's no question that's an error. He tried to get that ball on the hop, and then he's thinking about how quickly he can get it out of his glove. See, they like to take that ball on a in-between hop there and try and see how quick, catch it right there and then get the ball out of your glove quickly and fire it over to first base.
I mean, that has to be an error because he backed up on it, and that was going to make the play close, though, when he backed up.
He took the extra hop, but no question that ball's an error.
Especially when there hasn't been a hit yet in the game. Dave Gallagher, or Tom Marsh, the batter, hit a fly ball his first time up. Marsh just recalled recently from AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre.
Maybe a tougher decision if it's a faster runner.
Yeah. But normally, when a pitcher hasn't given up a hit and you get into that area like that, they'll score it an error. And there are the totals in the game. Tom Marsh was hitting .308 in 51 games with 7 homers, 27 runs batted in at Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Swings and misses, 1 and 2. Marsh has been back and forth with the Phillies a lot in the last few years.
And has had spells where he played well, too.
Mike Williams is back up and throwing in the dirt in case the Phillies get the Mims spot in this inning and they have some men on base. They may have to take a shot. Tony Longmire cannot play, as we mentioned earlier, but he can pinch hit. Marsh chops one to third. Arias to second for one. Back to first. Double play. So around the horn, 5-4-3 on the double play. And 2 outs and nobody on base.
Well, here's the play right here. Was a breaking ball that was hit down the third base and that they were able to turn it on. Marsh gets down the line pretty good. Not there. Here's Charlie Hayes going in there pretty hard. Wow.
Good job of turning.
Far past the bag, and you don't want that train in your way.
Good job of turning it by Veras. And Gallagher hit a pop-up his first time up.
Oh, you talk about good job of turning. The shortstop and the second baseman, they pride themselves in not being able to be touched. They don't like for runners to be able to come down there and touch them.
Up the middle, and there's a base hit. First hit of the game for the Phillies is a 2-out hit by Dave Gallagher here in the 5th inning. And it is a clean hit.
Yeah, there were a few balls that have been hit back up the middle, but this one had enough on it to get through. You don't really start thinking about a no-hitter anyway until after you have 5 in the bag.
Yeah. So Gallagher now a 2-out base runner for Kevin Stocker with Gary Varsho in the on-deck circle to bat for Mims should we get that far. And Mike Williams throwing in the bullpen. Stocker fouls it back out of play. 1-1 on Kevin Stocker. Stocker struck out on a breaking ball his first time up back in the 3rd inning.
When you've taken some time off, I mean, you come back and you hope you've forgotten those bad habits that you had before. You hope that you kind of got yourself out of those habits.
That ball's hit hard right at Abbott. He'll look for Veras, who's there, and that'll do it. We are now through 5, and it's still 4-0.
The silver season jumps into July with all kinds of fun for all the family. Friday, July 7th, 7:35, the Phils play the Cubs, followed by the annual Mellon PSFS Fireworks Spectacular. It's the Cubs again Saturday the 8th at 7:05 and Sunday the 9th at 1:35 when fans 14 and under get a dynamic Fightin' Phils t-shirt free. Compliments of Model Sporting Goods. Then Wednesday, July 12th at 7:35, it's a special bonus game against the Cardinals. Call 463-1000.
Things aren't always what they seem. Sometimes you get more than you expect. Introducing the incredible I-30. One look inside, and you'll be amazed at the spaciousness and attention to detail. In fact, the I-30 has a larger interior than a Rolls-Royce Silver Spur. When was the last time you got more than you expected from a $30,000 luxury car?
I like practicing my kind of caring medicine with Keystone for the Blues. My patients get the quality care and personal attention they deserve. They learn to stay healthy with regular checkups, and there are no claim forms. All this and Keystone's wellness programs are covered under the plan. Plus, I can refer them to the finest area hospitals and specialists. I'm pleased to be affiliated with Keystone. They encourage the kind of medicine I believe in.
Ask your employer for Keystone. We're the caring HMO you can lean on.
True or false? Dressing warmly will keep you from catching a cold, virus, or the flu. False. Your body's defenses go down if it's worn out. But if you haven't been exposed to a virus, dressing warmly in cold weather won't make any difference.
Tomorrow afternoon should be a great day for a ball game, and the Phillies will be giving out those dark blue Relax Fit baseball caps for all men 15 and over, compliments of Texaco. So come on out tomorrow afternoon, the final game of this homestand, Phillies and the Marlins, at 1:35, and get your dark blue baseball cap with the Phillies P, compliments of Texaco. Bottom of the order, Alex Arias, Charles Johnson, and David Weathers to face Michael Mims, who probably is in his last inning of work. Phillies showed pinch hitter last inning for him. Trails at 4-0 here in the sixth. Arias, who has singled to third and walked, takes it outside, 1-1. Gets out front of a changeup. Fly ball shallow center. Gallagher right there, one away. Bring up Johnson, who's walked and struck out. Mims came into the game with left-handed batters batting just 162 off him, right-handed batters 228, and he had a funky first inning where he got behind 3-0. Since then, it's pitched well, except for Dawson's homer. Misses outside with a backdoor breaking ball. 1-0 to Charles Johnson. All of the Major League scoreboard coming up for you after this half inning. Jammer, and right there is Morandini, puts it away, 2 down. And that'll bring up Weathers, who struck out twice. Weathers coming into the game 1 for 10 with 7 strikeouts. Now 1 for 12 with 9 Ks.
Both sides chasing a lot of first pitches, also not very patient and swinging at a lot of bad pitches. It's all right for the Marlins. They're up 4-0.
Weathers takes a pitch down low. He struck out with the bases loaded, 2 outs in the first inning. And then the strikeout leading off the fourth. Grounds one up the middle. Mims picks it off. He has a quick 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. To the bottom of the sixth inning, 4-0 Florida. And it's time now for a look at the Major League Baseball scoreboard. And let's go to the National League first, where Houston beat New York by a score of 7-3. That was at Shea Stadium. Doug Drabeck, the winner, his third of the year. Bill Pulsiver, just up from the minors, took the loss. Big game for the Dodgers today, 12-5 over the Cubs at Wrigley behind Ramon Martinez, Ashley, Karros, Mondesi, and Piazza all homered. Montreal and Cincinnati are in a rain delay. San Diego 11, Pittsburgh nothing in the fourth inning. A 3-run homer by Fernando Valenzuela and a solo home run by Steve Finley in that ball game. John Lieber started that game for Pittsburgh. San Francisco, St. Louis scoreless in the first, and Atlanta, Colorado, that will be Steve Avery against Acevedo in that one. American League scoreboard. Milwaukee blasted the Red Sox 9-1 today at Boston. Roger Clemens lost that one. Greg Vaughn had a big game. Cleveland beat New York 7-4 at home behind Bud Black. Toronto 4, Texas 3 at home. David Cone, the winner in that one. Cone had a no-hitter going into the 9th inning. Then Texas scored 3 runs in the 9th inning, had the tying run on base when the game ended. Paul Molitor had an inside to Parker. Oakland 7, Kansas City 5 at Oakland behind Mike Harkey now 3 and 4, and Dennis Eckersley his 11th save. Game's underway right now. Baltimore 2, Detroit 0 at Detroit. There in the 4th inning, 2-run home run by Jeff Manto. Hit another one in that one for the Baltimore Orioles. Kevin Brown and David Wells. And out in California, Minnesota at Seattle, Chicago at the Angels. Believe it or not, the California Angels had a game rained out last night. First one since 1988. A week ago, the Phillies would have been out in L.A. and might have had that thing. What's Anaheim? 50 miles from L.A.?
Right. 50 miles south.
Gary Varsho, who was in the on-deck circle to bat for Mims in the 5th, will in fact come out now and pinch hit for Michael Mims in the 6th inning. So Mims gone after 6. Varsho in the starting lineup last night. Varsho, Morandini, and Duncan to face David Weathers, who's had it his way tonight. A leadoff walk in the game to Morandini, and then a 2-out single to Gallagher in the 5th, and that's been it for the Phillies. Varsho's 2 for 8 as a pinch hitter. Low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Gary Varsho, batting at .264 with 4 runs batted in. Pitch to him is fouled back. 1-2.
I know you have a tendency to want to feel sorry for the Phillies with all the injuries that they have right now, but you know, it's the different times during the year when the pitching is doing well, you really want to be behind them with good bats. You know, you hate to have the pitchers going well and you're not able to support them, because that's not going to last the whole year.
There's a little bloop base hit for Gary Varsho to get it started. Conine gets it back in, so Varsho has his 3rd pinch hit of the year, and the Phillies their 2nd hit of the ballgame. Yeah, nobody feels sorry for anybody in the league either when you have injuries. That's just one of those things.
It's part of the game. There you go. Varsho reaches out a little bit and pokes it. He'll take it.
2nd hit he's gotten in this homestand, a left field. The other one, that big one in the 9th inning the other night off Hudak. Morandini the batter, and he hits it in the hole to right. A base hit. Varsho stops at 2nd as Dawson fires it back in, and the Phillies, for the first time in the game, have 2 men on base. That's what's nice when you have that hole there, and the first baseman's holding a runner on, Gary.
Right, and the pitcher will do you a favor of throwing you a ball that you can hit in there.
Well, Duncan will bat. He is 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts. Phillies need to stay away from the double play ball. They have been grounding into them a lot lately and killed themselves with it last night. Duncan tries to check on a sweeping breaking ball, and Bruce Fleming says he did. Ball 1.
You know, we know Weathers has that double play kind of stuff. He's been jamming guys all day, getting those slow ground balls to the infield.
Right, he's been jamming him, and he also throws a sinking fastball. Duncan tops it foul. Final line on Michael Mims: 6 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. As we look at Gary Varsho at 2nd base. And Mickey Morandini at first with nobody out. 4-0 Marlins in the 6th inning. Strike called on the outside corner, says Brian Gorman. 1-2 to Duncan. On deck is Darren Dalton, batting in the 3-hole tonight with Greg Jeffries out of the lineup. Breaking ball, fouled out of play, right side. Absolutely gorgeous night here at Veterans Stadium, and a good crowd on hand for this one. Phillies have not given them much to cheer about until this inning.
Well, they've given them not much quickly, though.
Yeah.
This game was flying along.
Grounded up. Oh, look at this play by Weathers. He's going to get an. Oh, did he get him? No. He had an out on the play, but then he threw it wide, and they're loaded with nobody out. First of all, it looked like a hit, then it looked like an out, and now they're loaded.
Well, the throw was high to first base, and I don't know if Bruce Froemming saw the tag. But they call him safe at first base, and the Phillies have something going right now with Darren Daulton coming up.
Weathers reached behind his back, and now he throws high to first.
He had a ball that could have possibly been a double play, and then he dropped it, and then had only a play at first base, and the tag was a little late. You'll see Duncan get his foot in there. The throw is high. Here comes a tag. Late as he is on the bag. So good call by first base umpire Bruce Froemming.
Probably should be an error on the pitcher. They haven't scored it yet. It is. Bases loaded, nobody out, and Daulton hit and run to deep left field. Back goes Conine. It is off the wall in play. 2 runs scored. Duncan to third. Daulton to second. It's 4-2.
Well, Weathers trying to stay ahead of these hitters, has been coming in there with the first pitch. And here it is. Darren Daulton didn't waste any time jumping on the first pitch and nailing that ball to left field. Good base running by Mariano Duncan. He was all the way around the third.
Comes Larry Rothschild out. Barsha, who started it off. Here comes Morandini right on Barshaw's tail, and Duncan all the way to third. They saw where Conine was positioned well over in the left center, and that ball, I guess they read it well, obviously, the way they all ran.
Well, Morandini at second base was getting, just a nice look at the ball from there. And Duncan, he had a good shot right out in front of him, so they knew where the ball was and just took off. I mean, Duncan was in there just standing up easily.
Right-hander Terry Matthews starting to loosen up now in the bullpen. There he is. So the Phillies, who were dead in the water for the first 5 innings, have some life in this inning. And the error by the pitcher has certainly helped them.
Boy, that turned into being Metallico getting up for the Phillies now, starting to do some throwing. But that ball hit right back to Weathers. I mean, it was a tough play, and he almost had it. Could have been a possible double play if he'd have caught that ball. But then he ends up dropping it. Looked like he had 1 for sure at first base, and then he threw high, and that set the stage for Daulton's double.
That thing looked like it could have been a lot of things when it started. Infield back for the Marlins. Line drive. That's a base hit to right field, and it's going to tie the game all the way to the wall. Here goes Eisenreich for a double. Dawson bobbles it, and he's going to go to third. Probably be a double. An error on Dawson, and it's a 4-4 ball game just like that. Did that happen fast?
Well, I tell you, Weathers, again, this time he tries to come in on Eisenreich, who he was able to do that with in his last at bat, but he fights the ball off and pulls it down the right field line. With the outfield playing him the other way, it was nothing but daylight there. Ball gets in on him a little bit, but he's able to fight that ball off. Good piece of hitting down the right field line. You see Dawson, no chance of getting over there. And then he kind of bobbles it. He does bobble it off the wall, and that allows Eisenreich to continue right around the third base.
And here comes Rene Latchman to the mound, and David Weathers has to wonder what hit him as we look at Eisenreich going into third on what should be a double and an error. Double error on Andre Dawson. Second error of the inning for the Marlins. Third of the ball game. 2 RBIs for Eisenreich, and here comes Terry Matthews into the game.
Well, I don't think it's the errors that have cost Weathers this opportunity here. Came in with some fat pitches. He'd been getting ahead of the hitters all night.
David Weathers will leave, and so will we for a little while. It's all tied up. We'll see in a minute.
The Phillies take on the always popular, always powerful, always colorful Cincinnati Reds. Tuesday, June 27th and Wednesday, June 28th at 7:35. Then Thursday, June 29th at 1:05 for a midweek Mellon PSFS Business Person Special. A confident, determined ball club this year. Great memories from the past 24 years. All come together in this memorable silver season. Call 463-1000.
Dad?
Yeah?
There's something I want to tell you.
What is it, son?
Well, Dad, you're my dad. And I love you, man.
You're not getting my Bud Light, Johnny.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Ray, forget it, Johnny.
That is starter David Weathers with the ice on that left hand. That was the ball. Remember, he got hit early in the game with a ball back up through the middle, hit him on his glove hand, on the thumb. And in this inning, he came into the inning with a 4-0 lead, had given up just one hit, and he leaves 4-0, or 4-4 now, with the runner at third base, Jim Eisenreich, his responsibility.
Well, I tell you, he's going to have to learn. He's just definitely too good at pitches, Chris. You know, pitch after pitch, the guys are jumping on the first pitch.
And Terry Matthews comes on, 6'2", 225-pounder out of Alexandria, Louisiana, facing Charlie Hayes with the infield in, and nobody out, and the game now tied. And he fouls it out of play right side. Well, this started with that little blooper by Gary Varsho. You'll never know it'll bring a team out of a funk for a little while, and that got it going. Matthews against the Phillies in his career has been in 4 games, no record, with a 3.12 earned run average, 8 2/3 innings thus far. Terry Matthews. Charlie Hayes chases a high pitch, strike 2.
Got that ball up there pretty good. Of course, anything is hard when it's up that high. But the first pitch he swung at was a hanging breaking ball.
Michael Mims is not only off the hook, he could win this game if they go ahead in this inning and stay ahead. He's still the pitcher of record for the Phillies. Breaking ball high and outside. Matthews has not allowed a run in his last 6 innings pitched. That is over 3 appearances.
You can hear Mims sitting in there in the dugout when the inning starts. He knows he's going to be hit for. Come on, guys, get me off the hook. Get me off the hook.
They did fast.
Now he's saying, come on, guys, get me a victory. Get me a victory.
Hayes stays off at this time, and it's 2-2. A couple of 2-run doubles in the inning by Dalton and Eisenreich that made it 4-4.
You know, what's interesting, Eisenreich pulls his. You expect Dalton to pull the ball. Dalton hits his the other way, which is where you expect Eisenreich to hit it.
And, you know, you're talking about Dalton where he was standing well off the plate. They would be tough for him to reach the ball out there, and he did. And hit it hard.
The thing he did do was try and hit the ball that way as opposed to pulling it and hitting that ground ball to the right side.
Fastball, pop-up foul. This will go to the crowd right side and out of play. Charlie Hayes has 29 runs batted in on the year, trying to pick up number 30 and give the Phillies their first lead of the ballgame. They trailed 4-0 as this inning started. We are in the 6th. Still nobody out. Marlins have committed 2 errors in the inning. One a pretty big one by Weathers.
And you have to say that's a pretty big error by Dawson, because Eisenreich would be on second base if he fields that ball cleanly.
Hayes is brushed back with a fastball inside. So it's 3 balls and 2 strikes on Charlie with Tom Marsh waiting on deck. There's Jim Eisenreich at third with nobody out. Fouled out of play. That pitch was up and out of the strike zone. Charlie chased it.
Well, you know, there's a little slider. He's not getting that slider to break at all. It's kind of hanging, a backup slider he's throwing up there. Hayes has gotten a piece of 2 of them that have been up pretty high.
Terry Matthews has seen Major League service in the American League with Texas in '91 and '92 before coming over here. Briefly signed by Houston, and then Florida picked him up. 3-2 to Charlie Hayes. Fastball, and it's beaten foul third base side. So Hayes is battling Terry Matthews.
I mean, don't be surprised to see a breaking ball from Matthews in this situation, because he really wants to go for a strikeout.
He has himself an inherited runner out there right now. Fly ball center field. Eisenreich tags. Chucky Carr makes the play. He's got a real good arm, but it's wide right. Eisenreich scores. Phillies lead at 5-4. Give Charlie Hayes a run batted in.
Ball not hit very deep, but Chucky Carr had to come from center field over into right, so he was really going away from the play when he catches that ball, and it's hard to throw back across your body. So good placement by Charlie Hayes. A good at bat, and he battled pretty hard. Now you see him going a little bit towards right field. It's just hard to turn your body back towards home plate and make a strong, accurate throw.
And he made a strong throw, but not accurate. He has 6 assists as Chuck Carr. Ties him for second in the league behind Raul Mondesi. There's Charlie Hayes with a big smile. So the Phillies have a 5 spot on the board. That's the first out of the inning, and Marsh swings and misses strike 1. So the starting pitchers, believe it or not, in this game are now the pitchers of record, and they're both gone in this inning.
This guy here was cruising along. David Weathers was cruising along, pitching real well.
There's Michael Mims. Fouled away right side, out of play by Marsh. Tom is 0 for 2. He's flied out, grounded into a double play.
You know, Mims, after the first inning, he really settled down and pitched well.
Yeah, he kept him in it. Kept him to the point, even though Dawson hit the solo home run where they had a chance to catch up, which they've done. Struck him out on a breaking ball. 2 outs in the inning. I believe that's Ricky Bottalico still throwing in the bullpen. So Mike Williams, who had been up, it appears that Bottalico will be coming in for the Phillies in the 7th inning. Bottalico has pitched great lately for the Phils.
Good arm.
Oh, he has a tremendous arm. Dave Gallagher, the batter. Gallagher got the first hit of the ball game for the Phillies in the 5th inning. He's also popped up. He is 1 for 2, batting at .333. We'll be back on Prism when the Phillies come back and play the Cincinnati Reds. That's what, on a Tuesday night, the 27th. That's the next time we will see Gary.
Is that the same Cincinnati Reds that the Phillies opened up against?
That couldn't win. And I mean, they were getting buried out in Reds land when the Phillies were out there, but everybody knew they had the best talent in the division. It was a matter of them putting it together, and they certainly have. Opened up 1-8.
So Brett Boone's hitting over 300 now. He's got his act going.
Brett Boone can hit. Gallagher, a big swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Dave Gallagher. Phillies with a 5 spot in this inning. It's been a long time since they bunched some runs like this. And they lead it 5-4. Beaten foul third base side.
Big hits out of the number 3 and 4 hole tonight. Not the normal guys in those holes, but
that's right.
They did produce.
Before the game, when Jeffries was scratched, Jim Fregosi sitting around, Lee Thomas, Ed Wade, they're all sitting around the office. Well, let's see. What are we going to do here tonight? And the next thing you know, Dalton's hitting 3 and Eisenreich 4. Look what happened. Popped up foul out of play, right side. Fregosi had that yellow legal pad out. Said, well, boys, it's time to make up a new lineup.
He has a great attitude.
He does.
About it. There's no question about it.
And the players realize that. You know, he doesn't get his head down, so why should they? 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Gallagher. Fouled off the mask of Charles Johnson. Or was it off his body? 2-2. Here's the young catcher. Excellent receiver for the Florida Marlins. Still struggling with his offense, but he can catch.
As soon as that goes off, see the red on the back.
Gallagher, fly ball right center field. Carr got a good jump, and he's right there. Puts it away. Big inning for the Phillies. They score 5 times, and after 6, they lead it 5-4.
Amateur Beach Challenge. They're lean. They're mean.
Oh, they're killing us. Yeah. How about 2 out of 3?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down,
What's wrong with her?
make it a Bud Light.
As a rule, Peterson's four-wheel and off-road magazine chooses a different truck each year as their 4x4 of the year. Of course, we all know how Dodge Ram feels about rules. Dodge Ram, the first ever 2 years in a row 4x4 of the year. At America's Truck Stop, the new Dodge.
Have you explored your world lately?
Morgen ga ik in de stille oceaan, midden tussen de walvissen zwemmen.
Yes, I found an ancient pyramid.
Viajé a un reino prohibido.
In 63 countries, in a world of ways. The Discovery Channel. Explore your world.
This summer, knockout nights come to Prism as Caesars Atlantic City present Thursday Night Thunder. It is the ultimate test of strength and skill, the sweet science at its finest, man-to-man, toe-to-toe. It begins with junior lightweights with an eye to the World Championship. Atlantic City's Johnny Brown, ranked 8th in the world, squares off with former featherweight champion Calvin Grove. It's coming to Prism Thursday, June 22nd at 9 o'clock. Join us and watch the leather fly.
Well, Gary Garshow got it started as a pinch hitter for the Phillies with that bloop single to left. He's going to stay in the game, bat ninth, and play left field. The new pitcher for the Phillies batting in the 6th hole is right-hander Ricky Bottalico. The starters are now the pitchers of record. And back for more play-by-play here in the 7th. Here's Todd.
Pitches of record, but not in the order you would think. Phils have taken the lead with a 5 spot in the bottom half of the 6th inning to make Michael Mims on the winning end right now of a 5-4 lead. And David Weathers, who allowed those runs on the losing end as we start play here in the top half of the 7th inning. And leading off his 3rd inning of the ball game is the Marlins leadoff hitter Kilvio Veras, who singled and scored his first time up, grounded out a couple of times, 1 for 3 overall. And Bottalico starts him off with a called strike. Ricky Bottalico appearing in game number 19 on the season. He has done an outstanding job for the Phillies. 3-1, a 1.59 earned run average, only 14 hits allowed in 22 2/3 innings. And he gets a call there from the home plate umpire Brian Gorman to make it 0-2. Phils lead at 5-4, both teams with 5 hits as we play into the 7th inning. Right back to Bottalico. Fine play by Ricky, who makes the throw in time. 1 away here in the 7th. A little bit of self-defense from the Phils right-hander to get the job done. Barros with 2 strikes, a defensive hitter, and he tried to send one up the middle, and Bottalico was very quick with the reflexes for the first out in the 7th. Chuck Carr walked and scored in the 1st inning. He's officially 0 for 2. He is line to left and line to right. This time he tries the middle, and it gets by Kevin Stocker. Carr takes a wide turn as the ball slows up in center field, but he'll hold at first base. And that'll be a base hit as we take a look. Stocker probably should have made this play. Ball jumped up just slightly on him and went off the thumb of his glove and into the outfield. With Carr's speed, he is given a base hit on that. Marlins have committed 3 errors tonight. Phils, that was not an error, have not committed an error. Coming in, these 2 teams were tied for the league lead in fielding at .984 for team fielding percentage. Here's Jeff Conine. Conine is lined to third base, walked and grounded out. Fastball rides up high. It's 1-0. Michael Mims went 6 innings. He allowed 4 runs, all earned on 5 hits and 4 walks. Struck out 5 while he was in there and allowed 1 home run, that to the Hawk Andre Dawson. Carr being watched at first base. He has a big lead. Swing and a miss by Conine. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mims retired 10 of the last 11 he faced. Dawson the only man to reach of the last 3 1/3 innings. And he circled the bases. Two balls and a strike to Conine. Ricky Vitalico last appeared in a game on Tuesday against the Astros, went 1 perfect inning. He has struck out 13 in his last 7 ball games and leads the pen with 19 strikeouts overall. 2 games this year against the Marlins, he is not allowed a run. Strike at the knees. Conine thought he had a 3-1 count. Instead it's 2-2.
Conine takes a lot of pitches. You know, he's very patient. He tries to hit ahead in the count. Ricky Vitalico's best pitch during this strikeout streak that Todd just talked about is that hard hook that he throws. And you wonder if they'll try to go to that with the worry that then he would go to 3-2 if he misses with it. We'll see.
Called for it. Carr bluffs the ball, pops out of Dalton's glove, and you don't need very far for that ball to travel for Carr to take the extra base.
Yeah, the speed that time caused that. It's going to be a pass ball on Darren Dalton, and he panicked because of the speed of Chuck Carr. I mean, that's what speed does for you. Dalton probably thought he went then when he broke that way. So he's trying to catch the ball and throw it at the same time, and he doesn't catch it. And as you can see by his expression, he knows that he made that mistake.
Chuck Carr nursing that hamstring. That's why the Marlins wanted to give him some extra time to come back, because he always goes full speed out there on the bases. Full count pitch to Conine in the air towards the crowd, out of play.
Vitalico did throw that breaking ball on 2-2, but he just didn't throw it very well. He threw it way up and in, nowhere near a strike. Now 3-2, they go with a fastball.
Tip. Staying alive is Conine. Darren Dalton finally recovering from that foul tip off his hand the other night. It looks like he got nicked here.
He hits this one off his foot. All the injuries the Phillies have had and all these top-notch players are losing. There's the guy they can't lose. And they were a little worried the other night for a few hours.
Held off the breaking ball. That was a very good pitch.
A lot of guys chase that pitch, Todd. I mean, Conine just has a real good eye up there and is very, very disciplined. Because that pitch was outside. A lot of hitters are going to chase it.
Surprising he didn't pull the trigger. It was a ball. First walk issued by Vitalico, and now the Marlins have runners on first and second with 1 out, trailing by 1, and their cleanup hitter Greg Colburn at the plate. Colburn 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. A couple of RBIs in that first inning single. Outside ball 1. Marlins in the midst of their longest road trip of the year. They're in the midst of a 14-day, 13-game road trip. Vitalico's working himself into some trouble here. 2-0, and he'll get a visit from catcher Darren Dalton. Marlins led this game 4-0. The Phils scored 5 in the bottom half of the 6th to take a 5-4 lead. But Vitalico is allowed a 1-out single. And now a walk to Jeff Conine, and he's fallen behind Greg Colburn 2-0. Could be two. Morandini, nice short hop to Stocker, and the Phils turn the double play. Phils needed that one with first and second one out. They get the cleanup hitter to bounce into a twin killing. It's 7th inning stretch time. Phils lead at 5-4.
Unlike our competitors' cards, the Sunoco MasterCard doesn't foxtrot or lambada. What it does do is earn free Sunoco gasoline anywhere you'd use a MasterCard. And there's no annual fee. For the card named Best of Its Kind by Money Magazine, call 1-800-4SUNOCO. And for those who have to have a card that dances, Ariba.
Between the two of us, we had one chair, a lamp, and a microwave. And lots of bills. Even on 2 salaries, it wasn't easy. What we needed was a loan. With payments we could afford. Our Mellon PSFS banker helped us work it out. It made things a lot more comfortable around here.
Life Improvement Loans. Call 1-800-MELON-2. 1-800-MELON-2.
Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme meets Ford Taurus head-to-head in the Oldsmobile Challenge. And now with the special 4.9% GMAC Smart Lease rate, you can lease Cutlass for only $249 a month. Cutlass has more standard power, more leg and headroom, more resale value. But Cutlass is $2,150 less than Taurus. And now you can lease a new Cutlass for only $249 a month with no security deposit. Move up to Oldsmobile. Take the Oldsmobile Challenge now at your local Oldsmobile retailer.
Men 15 and over get a Relax Fit baseball cap with a classic logo free, courtesy of Texaco, when the Phillies wind up the series with the Marlins Sunday, June 18th at 1:35. Good-looking team, good-looking cap. Call 463-1000.
Looks like Mickey Morandini thought about taking this himself, then realized he was too far away, and he flips it to Kevin Stocker, who does not get in the air real fast. And Conine drills him. But he still got a lot on the throw and turned the double play, but he hung in there well, and Conine, who likes to play hard, got a good piece of it.
And Stocker looked at him and said, you know, I forgot that was Conine barreling down on me.
I got to jump.
Kevin will lead off the bottom half of the 7th and takes a pitch outside, 1-0. Stocker was the only Phils batter who did not hit in the 6th inning when the Phils sent 8 to the plate and scored 5 times. 2-0 the count as Terry Matthews begins his first full inning of work. He came on with a runner on third and nobody out in the 6th inning. Called strike at the belt. 2 balls and a strike. Gary Varsho, part of a double switch on deck, and then the Phils head to the top of the order, and Mickey Morandini. That's a line drive base hit towards the corner. Dawson hobbles over to the ball. Stocker heads to second. And Andre gets it back in nicely this time as Kevin Stocker leads off the 7th with a double.
Kevin Stocker trying so hard to get it going offensively. And this pitch from Terry Matthews, he's able to turn on and pull. Dawson was playing him over towards right center. Has no chance here. As Todd said, you see him hobble over there. He just can't move very well.
It is a little painful to watch him run in the outfield. There's a left-hander, Yorkie Perez, who got in last night's ball game, faced one batter, allowed a single to Jim Eisenreich, and left the game.
Phillies need to pick this run up now because they've been struggling to score runs, and you know, Varsho's got to pull a ball here if he can, and he tried.
He really tried.
And you see him really turn that top hand over then to try and pull that ball. They have, excuse me, Todd, they have Colburn way up at first base right now. And, you know, Colburn doesn't throw that well because he's had a lot of elbow injuries. But if the ball's hit hard at him, could go to third.
Varsho started that 6th inning with a pinch hit single. Came around to score. Way out in front of that off-speed delivery. It's 0-2.
They had the third baseman Arias up too, thinking that maybe Varsho would try to bunt to get him over there because Varsho has been bunting quite a bit lately, and I'm sure that's on their scouting reports. And now they back Colburn up at first base, and Arias back a little more than he was before with the 2 strikes on Varsho.
up. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Marlins obviously know that Varsho is trying to get the runner over, so they have stayed away for the most part. 1 pitch inside was a breaking ball that Varsho pulled.
Yeah, and that's a pitch. That's the easiest pitch for him to pull, would be something to speed your bat up, a breaking ball. So you'd think they throw fastball away for the most part. And that's where Charles Johnson set up.
Up high, it's 2-2. Sometimes you can get overly concerned with making the perfect pitch so he doesn't pull it. It was 0-2. It's now 2-2. Terry Matthews is 30 years of age. A couple of starts last year, 22 appearances out of the Marlins bullpen. Fastball fouled back. It's still 2-2 on Varsho. Benag trying to get things going here. Good crowd on hand for this Marlins-Phillies game on a beautiful Saturday evening. Glad you could join us once again on Prism. We brought you 4 out of 6 on this homestand. We'll be back with you when the Phillies return home. The Reds and the Braves in a big homestand around the 4th of July holiday. Matthews trying to get 2 fine. It's missed. It's now 3-2.
Got 5 of those games. 2 of the Cincinnati games, 3 of the Atlanta games.
We have, of the 6 Braves games here at the Vet, 5 of them on Prism, including the final 2 home games of the year, September 26th and 27th, which may be a huge series. In the air, shallow. Kilvio Veras being called off by Chuck Carr, who makes the play. So Varsho got the count to full, but couldn't get the runner over. 1 away here in the 7th. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Phillies and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Philadelphia Phillies Baseball Club. Here's Mickey Morandini. He has a career home run off Terry Matthews. 1 for 2 against Matthews with that home run. Held off the high fastball. 1-0. Morandini has walked, grounded out, singled and scored. 1 for 2 officially, batting .284, continuing to do a fine job for the Phils at second. Morandini ahead of the count, 2-0. Michael Mims in a very similar outing to Houston's Darryl Kyle earlier in this homestand. Mims took some punches early, but hung around long enough for his team to catch up. Phil scoring 5 in the 6th inning. That pitch has been called a strike tonight around the belt. Phils aren't quite used to that. It's 2-1. 3 balls and a strike to Morandini. Well, this game is tame by comparison to the other game in the Keystone State tonight. San Diego had a 10-0 lead. It's now 11-8 in the 6th. Padres leading the Pirates.
Flying around Three Rivers, huh? That's the game Fernando had the 3-run homer in.
And obviously didn't hold the lead too well. Down low, Morandini's reached base 3 times tonight in 4 plate appearances. His 2nd walk. Doing what you want to see from a leadoff hitter. Now the Phils have 1st and 2nd. 1 out from Mariano Duncan. Charles Johnson has a word with his reliever, Terry Matthews. Yorkie Perez, the lefty, continues to throw, but the lefties don't come up until Dalton and Eisenreich after Duncan.
Exactly. I mean, they've got Perez out there for Darren Dalton, and he's the next hitter, batting in the unfamiliar 3-hole. I guess we don't remember seeing him there for a long time.
3 and 4 holes have been productive tonight. Dalton with a 2 RBI double, and Jim Eisenreich with a 2 RBI double. That had been a trouble spot for the Phils during their offensive woes this season. Greg Jeffries, who's out tonight, has 16 RBIs, and Dave Hollins, who's on the disabled list, with 17 RBIs. Not the kind of production you would hope for from 3 and 4 in your lineup. First and second, 1 out. We're in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Phillies lead at 5-4. That's chopped foul, and Duncan behind in the count, 0-2. Mariano is 87 at-bats into the season without a walk, and I think you've seen why in this at-bat.
Phillies have a lot of guys on this team that walk. Duncan, not one of them. He is a free swinger.
Held up his swing. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Didn't Dunk go pretty long into last season before his first walk? I thought
he might have.
I think he was around the 100 at bat mark before he drew a walk. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Duncan. Phil's trying to get some insurance, leading by a run here in the 7th. All of a sudden, he's patient. It's 2-2. Did not chase that outside slider from Terry Matthews.
Well, Matthews is trying to get him to chase something away, and he's throwing him breaking balls, fastballs, up and away. Duncan loves the ball out over the plate. I mean, he may look bad on it sometimes, and other times he'll crush it to right and right center. That's a good pitch for him.
Line drive left field. Conine comes in. He's going to get a double play, as way off the bag was Kevin Stocker. Conine with the basket catch doubles up Stocker, who strayed to third, and that'll do it for the Phils here in the 7th. No runs, a hit, a walk, and 1 man left. We're through 7. Phils lead by 1.
40 years ago, Volkswagen came to America, and we were different. Today, nobody else builds German-engineered, incredibly fun-to-drive cars that are so affordable and so well-protected. So, we're still different. Right now, Volkswagen's celebrating our 40th anniversary with great values on all our models. To the 10 million Americans who've owned Volkswagens, we say, come on home. To the rest of you, come experience the difference. Lease a Passat GLX for only $299 a month at your Volkswagen dealer today.
For cars that can benefit from higher octane,
Frank, we're late.
Texaco Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium are formulated to clean your engine's intake valves, fuel injectors, and combustion chambers while you're driving. For smooth starts and sure acceleration, just give us 5 tanks, and we think you'll see a difference. A word of advice: maybe you should keep the windows rolled up.
Add more life to your car. Take it to the star.
You work hard for your money. We work hard to help you keep more of it. You know, what you pay for a kilowatt hour of electricity from Pico Energy today is about the same as you paid 5 years ago. And you can rest assured that even though taxes or fuel costs may sometimes affect your bill, we're doing all we can to keep base rates right where they are until at least the year 2000. And that's a promise from all of us.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By your local Dodge dealers. Come in today because we know how to help. By the Yellow Pages, 9 out of 10 people use the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. And by Pico Energy, we're focusing our energies on you. Pico Energy.
Attention media, just a reminder, the press elevator.
That is not a pretty sign for Phillies fans. That would be the left hand of Greg Jeffries, who did not play tonight with that bad thumb, his left thumb. You could see it paining him last night when he was trying to flex it, not comfortable wearing a glove, and he sat out tonight's game, and he'll be looked at again tomorrow. Here's Andre Dawson. Well, there's no more dancing fountains here at the Vet, but Dawson has found the fountain of youth here at Veterans Stadium in this series. Home run last night, a double, an RBI, and a home run again tonight. 2 home runs in 2 games after spending the season contemplating retirement.
Dawson has to think at his age, man, I don't need those fastballs in on me like that. This kid throws hard.
Yeah, I was a little more comfortable against the left-hander Mims than it is against the hard-throwing right-hander Vitalico.
And don't get one out over the plate to him.
Phillies have learned that in this series.
Yeah, that's where he's hurt them both. Both times with the home runs, one to right and one to left on balls that he could get extended on.
His first major league hit came against the Phils' Steve Carlton back in 1976. 2-1 pitch was close. Dawson held up. It's called a ball. It's 3-1. .401 National League home runs. 430 now in his illustrious career. Dawson's rejuvenated in this series, getting around on pitches, hitting home runs.
John Vukovich used to tell me one of the scariest things in baseball was when he coached third for the Cubs and Dawson was in his prime, and there was a runner on base and he had to move up in the coach's box, a runner on second, and Dawson would hook those things down there. Vuk used to stand down near the tarp in Wrigley Field when there was nobody on. Said it was frightening.
High in the air, not as well hit as his home run, as Gary Varsho will make the play in front of the warning track. Almost overran it. Ball is a little bit different in left field than it is in right, as Gary Varsho can laugh about now.
That ball had a little drift on it there at the end. Look at him. Ooh, man. Jerry Crawford's teasing him out there right now, the second base umpire. Varsho was one of those free spirits.
A couple of these guys on the bench like to have a good time out there.
Yeah, he does.
Here's tonight's paid attendance, 37,843.
There's Kurt Abbott, 0 for 3 tonight. Strikeout, a groundout, and a flyout. The only one in the Marlins lineup not to reach base, and that holds for him. He hits the soft liner to Mickey Morandini. 2 outs.
Boy, it's hard to say how good the fans are in this town. I mean, 37,843 here tonight.
Wow.
That's a tremendous crowd in this summer that we're having in baseball where, you know, there are problems. And the way the fans still come out in this city is really a tribute to what great baseball fans they are. I mean, that's a tremendous Saturday night crowd here in June.
Yes, it is. There are some severe problems in some of the cities.
You bet there are.
You can tell it's a nice crowd when you saw the fans sprinkled out in the blue seats in the upper deck in the outfield. A lot of fans taking advantage of a gorgeous night. Good ball game, 5-4 Phils. As the Marlins bat here in the top of the 8th, Ricky Vitalico, in his second inning of work, has allowed a hit and a walk, but no runs. Hey, take a look at the upper deck as we head towards the outfield. Very solid crowd on hand. Those are some of my favorite fans, Wheels. Those people that sit in that 600 level.
The hardcore.
Yeah. They're the ones that stick through the rain delays. They have a lot of fun up there.
Well, I think that's really a remarkable crowd here tonight, almost 38,000. Expect another good crowd tomorrow, too.
Marlins aren't exactly a high-profile team, but the Phils have been playing good baseball. They've struggled a little bit here in this homestand, but the fans continue to support the '93 NL champs. Ball and 2 strikes as Arias stays alive. Alex has an infield single, and he's walked 1 for 2 officially. In the dirt, it's 2-2. Metallico is due to hit fourth, but either way, if the Phils have their perfect world, this will be Metallico's inning, and the ninth will be Heathcliff Slocum's. Great job by Arias not to pull the trigger. That was a great pitch on the 2-2 by Metallico. Arias held up and the count's full.
Arias has had a very good at bat here, trying to get on and do something for the Marlins, who trail by 1. Metallico knows this is his last inning. He's trying to get him out, and Dalton got nailed again.
Talked about the importance of this guy, not only the obvious reasons for his offense, but even more importantly, the way he handles this staff.
This makes his feet hurt in November. Right off the toe.
Now he doesn't have to limp because he got one off each foot.
Really?
Good job by Arias staying alive. Both these teams do draw a lot of walks and are very patient teams offensively. Marlins lead the National League in walks. Phils are second.
Metallico just keeps throwing strikes to Arias, and he keeps fighting them off.
Charles Johnson is on deck, but the Marlins may elect to pinch hit if Arias reaches base. Swing and a miss. Metallico gets him. A 1-2-3 eighth, and Ricky Metallico continues to do an outstanding job.
It's like having a Phillies ticket window come right to your home. Call 463-1000 and reserve your tickets in advance. No rushing, no waiting, no hassle. 463-1000. It's like having a Phillies ticket window right in your home.
The Infiniti i30 is truly an extraordinary luxury car. It has a revolutionary micro-finished V6 that can out-accelerate many luxury V8s. It comes with patented rear multi-link beam suspension that allows for superb. It does something all $30,000 luxury cars should do. Perform.
We are charged with bringing in the renegade Apache Geronimo. We will accomplish this task. We will succeed.
A lot of white eyes want to see Geronimo hanged for murder.
Not murder.
War. I am Geronimo, an Apache. Who are you?
Just a man. Like you.
Geronimo, an American legend.
Good ball game with the Phils leading 5-4 as you look at the Marlins' new pitcher. We'll tell you about him in a second. But first of all, the Budweiser scoreboard, where the Astros spoiled the Major League debut of the Mets. Bill Pulsifer 7-3. Los Angeles with a bunch of home runs, 5 in all, defeat the Cubs 12-5 at Wrigley. Montreal-Cincinnati game has resumed. 0-0 that game in the third inning. San Diego leads Pittsburgh by 3, 11-8. Steve Finley, Fernando Valenzuela, Jay Bell, Mark Parent, and Rich Audet all have hit home runs. San Fran over St. Louis 3-1. Braves pounding Colorado early in that ball game. Milwaukee over Boston, Cleveland over the Yankees, Toronto over Texas. Those were afternoon finals, as was Oakland defeating Kansas City. Detroit leads Baltimore 3-2 in the 7th. Former Philly Jeff Mano a home run in that ball game. Minnesota, Seattle, Chicago, California later on. Yorkie Perez is the new pitcher for the Marlins here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Darren Dalton takes a called strike, 0-1. Perez is appearing in game number 27. That leads the Marlins and is second in the National League in appearances. 0-1 with a 5.23 ERA. .26 innings. He's allowed 20 and 2/3 innings. He's allowed 16 hits, 14 walks, 23 strikeouts. As you see, more appearances and innings pitched, so often he'll just face a lefty or two and exit the ball game. He did pick up his first save earlier this month against the Pirates. It was his first save of the season and of his career.
And that could be just what he's doing tonight, because Jeremy Hernandez is up, the right-hander, You go left, left, and then Charlie Hayes.
1-2 pitch down low. It's 2-2.
There's Jeremy Hernandez, who had some problems with his neck, finally underwent some surgery and is just back. And there's Slocum getting ready for the bottom of the ninth inning, or the top of the ninth.
Dalton with a big 2 RBI double his last time up. He also scored part of that 5-run 6th inning. The only stanza the Phils have scored in as they lead at 5-4. Counts now full on Dutch. Perez is 27 years of age, born and still living in the Dominican Republic. Last year, 44 appearances for the Marlins, second behind Richie Lewis. Made his debut here at Veterans Stadium on birthday number 24. He loses Darren Dalton, one of the 2 batters he will face, and now he'll have to retire Jim Eisenreich, who last night had a little flare single against Perez. Eisenreich was the only batter Perez faced in last night's Marlins 2-1 victory. Eisenreich 1 for 3 on the night. He also had a couple of big RBIs when he hit a double into the right field corner, scoring 2. He as well came around to score in that 6th inning. Eisenreich to bunt, pops it right back to Perez, who makes the catch. No chance for Dalton to do anything there, obviously, as he did a nice job to get back. So 1 out. Eisenreich trying to bunt. Marlins not expecting it, and it doesn't work. No sign yet from the manager, Rene Lachman, so maybe they will allow Perez to pitch to Charlie Hayes. Hayes with a sacrifice fly his last time up. 0 for 2 on the night. He's also reached on an error.
Gene Shaw's out now to bat for Vitalico.
Ball hit well to left field. Conine goes back, looks up. It's off the base of the wall. Dalton got a great jump off first. He is going to score. The Phils take a 6-4 lead on Charlie Hayes' double.
Well, Todd, you had it set up early in the inning, you know, that Perez to pitch to the left-handers, and then, you know, Jeremy Hernandez to come in to pitch to Charlie Hayes. Hung a breaking ball there to him. Ball had a lot of top spin on it from Charlie. I think he thought he might have hit it out at first, but then it comes down in a hurry. Key was the great jump by Darren Dalton. Dalton runs unbelievably well for a catcher who's had, what, 8 knee operations. Busted around there to get that Phillies the extra run.
Once he saw Conine turn towards the wall, Dalton was off like a shot around second base, and he scored easily as Gene Shaw will get a pinch hit appearance, his first big league pinch hit appearance, and he's not going to get a chance to swing the bat. Last night, Shaw was pinch hit for by Tony Longmire, and the Marlins then intentionally walked Longmire. So tonight, Shaw comes up as a pinch hitter, and they're showing some respect to the Villanova University product, who led the Collegiate League NCAAs in hitting in 1991.
Well, now I guess you figure he's going to bring the right-hander in, but it might be a little bit too late as far as the Marlins are concerned. We'll see. Here's Darren Dalton as this ball's hit by Charlie Hayes. Now watch how soon he reads it. Right there. And now he can run. Only for a big guy and a catcher gets beaten up as much as he does. He gives Larry Bowa a shot to score him all the time. And score him he does.
Big run for the Phillies, leading 6-4 after the intentional walk. Rene Lachman's going to come out and make a double switch. Well, Yorkie Perez does not get the job done as he walked Darren Dalton, who came around to score, then allowed the RBI double to Charlie Hayes. New pitcher is going to be the right-hander Jeremy Hernandez to face Dave Gallagher. The lineup card being adjusted as the Marlins make a double switch with Alex Diaz. We'll come back and tell you about it, or Mario Diaz. We'll come back and tell you about it after this.
Whether you're negotiating a deal,
Okay, if you're good, I'll read you a story.
Come on, make it 2.
calling in an order,
Skip the strawberry. We want chocolate.
scheduling a meeting,
I'm at the Big Artichokes.
or just checking in with the boss,
Honey, is it okay if I stay another half hour?
the most important thing
Hello?
is that the call goes through. A mobile phone is only as good as the system it's on. Choose Bell Atlantic Mobile, the heart of communication. Call 1-800-255-BELL.
There's an odd, unexplainable phenomenon haunting Pizza Hut. Is it an otherworldly spirit compelling these people to eat their pizza the wrong way? No, it's new stuffed crust pizza with a ring of cheese baked in the edge of a totally new, thinner crust.
Incoming.
And with a large just $9.99, every living person will be eating it the wrong way crust first.
Hey, look! I'm eating like a fleshy too!
And even so, not so living.
You love the stuff we made at Pizza Hut.
Phillies baseball day camps for boys and girls 7 to 14 years of age are available at 17 great locations. Plus, you get a once-in-a-lifetime chance to enjoy a day of fun at Veterans Stadium. There are 4 different camp sessions the weeks of June 26th, July 17th, July 24th, and August the 7th. For information, you can call 610-446-3636. That's 610-446-3636. Mario Diaz comes in and takes over at third base for Alex Arias, who made the final out of the 8th inning. And Jeremy Hernandez, who spent a year on the disabled list, just recently activated at the beginning of this month, will come on and appear in his 5th game of the year. No record, a 5.40 ERA. Hernandez, in 5 innings, has allowed 7 hits, 2 walks, struck out 4, and allowed 3 runs, all of them earned. Phils have added a run here in the bottom half of the 8th. They lead it 6-4, have runners on first and second with 1 out. And Dave Gallagher will be the first man that Hernandez will face. Hernandez made a total of 6 rehab appearances in the minor leagues before he was activated. 1 year and 2 days after he was first placed on the disabled list with a disc fusion operation in his neck. Scary situation last year for Jeremy Hernandez. Gallagher, who's 1 for 3 on the night, steps in there, takes the first pitch in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. Hernandez, a former San Diego Padre. Played in the American League with the Indians for a little while. Pitch misses outside at 2-0. Gallagher's hit well this year at the vet, hitting just under 500. Ball down the left field line. Hayes will score easily. Over to third goes Shaw. He is being held there on the RBI double by Dave Gallagher, and the Phils have a 7-4 lead. Now that average is back up to 500 at the vet.
It's been a weird game for the Phillies. I mean, they were dead in the water for 5 innings. A hanging breaking ball there by Hernandez. And the ball bounces away. 1 run scores easily. Shaw to third. But, you know, this game looked like they were going to have all kinds of problems scoring runs. And then they busted out in the 6th, and now all of a sudden it looks easy.
David Weathers at one point had retired 12 straight Phillies, and then an error and a double play, so really 14 in a row. Well, Jim Riggleman and Renee Latchman love the intentional walk. Riggleman, who manages the Cubs, and Latchman the skipper of the Marlins. They lead the league in intentional walks, and they're going to walk Stocker here with Gary Varsho.
Yeah, the only advantage you get here, if you get one, is that you set up a double play because you're not getting one on a percentage play because you have another left-handed hitter coming up, and you're not going to bring a left-handed pitcher in because they don't have another one.
Right. Well, to me, this one makes a little more sense because, as you mentioned, you set up the double play. The one to Shaw was a little bit strange because Shaw's obviously a rookie, one major league game prior to this, and they had a righty warming up in the bullpen.
And managers that don't like intentional walks would say, well, I've got a Kevin Stocker up there who's hitting 190 something, bring the infield in and take your chances. So, you know, I mean, that's what makes this game great because it's all opinions.
There are different styles, different ropes for different folks. Rene happens to like the intentional walk, and we'll see if it works. Swing and a miss from Varsho, 0-1. Hernandez is the fourth Marlins pitcher. David Weathers started, went 5+ innings, allowing 5 runs, 3 earned. Terry Matthews with 2 shutout innings, and Yorkie Perez did not do the job here in the 8th. Ball bounces away, but not far enough.
Charles Johnson does a nice job of blocking the ball and controlling it. That was a tough one he had there. Jeremy Hernandez throws a lot of splitters. Fastball, slider, split finger. He was with San Diego. Boy, could he throw hard, too. There, look at how he has a split finger grip taking the sign. That's always been a real good pitch for him.
Varsho grounds that splitter foul. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Varsho came on as a pinch hitter when the Phils were, as Wheels mentioned, dead in the water. But he led off the 6th with a single, part of a 5-run 6th inning. Stayed in the ball game and is 1 for 2 on the night.
Get those long fingers, perfect for that pitch.
Ground ball towards the hole. Veras is going to make the unassisted attempt. Safe. Phils have an 8-4 lead on the infield hit by Varsho. Kilvio Veras did everything he could to retire Varsho, but he couldn't quite beat him to the bag.
To my imagination, as Varsho lead the Phillies in bang-bang exciting plays at first, and weird ones. Usually it's Varsho sliding into first or diving. This time it's the second baseman sliding into first, trying to get an out.
Well, we wondered where that offensive punch was going to come from in the pregame show, and Phils are getting healthy offensively in a hurry tonight. They have scored 8 in the last 3 innings.
Jim Fregosi trying to get Slocum a save. This has now become out of a save situation.
Bases are juiced. Gallagher, Stocker, and Varsho. 1-0 to Morandini. Outside, it's 2-0. Mickey has reached base 3 times tonight. A single, a couple of walks, and a run scored. Should get a good pitch here. It's 2-0 with the bases loaded. Hit well to right field. This will score a few more. 1 run's home. Around third comes Stocker. He's home. Varsho being held up. All of a sudden, the Phils lead 10-4 in the bottom half of the 8th inning. 2 RBIs for Morandini.
It's just a hard one to explain, you know, how you can all of a sudden get this loosey-goosey and score the runs. Obviously, Phillies are getting a lot of bad pitching from the Marlins. That's another hanging splitter right there, it looked like, and Mick turned on it and hit it in the corner. But now you can have bad pitching thrown against you and do nothing with it, too. And now all of a sudden, everything they hit's a base hit.
Larry Rothschild out to talk to Hernandez, who is really struggling here. He has faced 4 batters. He has allowed a double, then intentionally walked Stocker, an infield hit, and now another double.
It's the other thing when you start walking intentionally, a lot of batters intentional. You set up the potential for big innings, and that's kind of what's happening. Not necessarily that did it, but it has contributed to it.
Both players who were intentionally walked have come around to score in this inning. Now the infield in tight in this 10-4 ball game, and Mariano Duncan the batter. He lays off that pitch down low, 1-0. Phils have batted around. Duncan, the 9th batter here in this 8th inning. 5 in the 6th, 5 in the 8th. All of a sudden, this offense has come alive.
I wonder if they'll bring somebody in now other than Slocum.
You would think.
With a 6-run lead, it's obviously way out of a save situation for Slocum.
And he worked last night. 0-0 up. Up. Where did that come from?
Amazing. So no signs of that through 5 tonight, and then all of a sudden, boom.
Not even hard hit outs through 5. There was nothing positive going on offensively for the Phils until the 6th.
As we mentioned earlier, you got to give Michael Mims a lot of credit tonight too, because he could have just blown sky high in that first inning, given up. He didn't. He's got some bulldog in him, and he hung in there.
There's still only 1 out here in the inning. That's why the Marlins have the infield in tight. In the air to center field, deep. Chuck Carr back. He has a play on the track. Phils are going to score run number 11. Morandini hustles over to third. Sacrifice fly by Mariano Duncan. The Phils now have scored 6 here in the 8th and lead it 11-4. Everybody pitching in tonight. Duncan without a hit. Does get the sacrifice fly. However, his hitting streak of 10 games will go by the boards, barring a miracle. Here's Darren Dalton. Dalton was just 2 for 14 in this homestand before his 2 RBI double that really ignited this offense. Those were the first 2 runs of the ball game. Phils have now scored 11.
The 6 runs in the inning is a season high. They scored 5 runs in the inning 3 times last time.
Swing and a miss. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. 6 runs in 1 inning is a new high for the Phillies this season. Talk about coming out of the doldrums. A 5-run inning and a 6-run inning.
And Darren Dalton, batting out of the 3-hole, got the biggest hit of the night too, because it got them going after Weathers had made that mistake on the error. Bases loaded, nobody out, 4-0 game Marlins, and he doubled the left, and that opened the door for them. It really relaxed everybody.
High in the air, Andre Dawson should make the play. He waits and squeezes, and the long inning comes to an end. 10 men set to the plate, 6 of them scored. The Phillies head to the 9th, leading 11-4.
That guy didn't manage that inning real well. You know, I never like to second-guess managers.
No.
You know, I don't do that, but that wasn't.
If you.
Rate, you can lease Cutlass for only $249 a month. Cutlass has more standard power, more leg and headroom, more resale value, but Cutlass is $21.50 less than Taurus. And now you can lease a new Cutlass for only $249 a month with no security deposit. Move up to Oldsmobile. Take the Oldsmobile Challenge now at your local Oldsmobile retailer.
Whether you're negotiating a deal,
Okay, if you're good, I'll read you a story. Come on, make it 2.
calling in an order,
Skip the strawberry. We want chocolate.
scheduling a meeting,
I'm at the Big Artichokes.
or just checking in with the boss,
Honey, is it okay if I stay another half hour?
the most important thing
Hello?
is that the call goes through. A mobile phone is only as good as the system it's on. Choose Bell Atlantic Mobile, the heart of communication. Call 1-800-255-BELL.
The power was out and I was thirsty. I felt a bottle with straight sides. Could have been a soft drink. Could have been cough syrup. Then I felt a curved bottle, and I could already sense that distinctive taste in the back of my throat. Grabbing a shapely Coca-Cola Classic, I retrieved a box of animal crackers, and after taking that first satisfying sip from that Coca-Cola bottle, I shook a few animal crackers into my open mouth. Bummer. Baking soda.
Travel provided by U.S. Air. US Air now offers the only daily nonstop service between Philadelphia and Frankfurt, Germany.
We head to the 9th inning. Phils all of a sudden have exploded offensively for 11 runs in 3 innings, and they lead the Marlins 11-4. New Phils pitcher in an unusual situation here. Heathcliff Slocum comes on with a 7-run lead, but he had been loosening before the Phillies pounded out 6 runs in the bottom of the 8th. Heathcliff is tied for the National League lead with 15 saves along with Randy Myers. He has been outstanding all year long, especially his last 11 appearances with an ERA below 1 and 7 saves. But we've looked it up, and under all the speculations and stipulations for a save, there's no way Heathcliff can get one.
No. Tommy Gregg is a pinch hitter here, and Slocum, you know, as you said, Todd, probably they're bringing him in because he warmed him up. You know, Fergosi doesn't like to warm a guy up and then not use him if he doesn't have to. And in this case, I guess he figured, I warmed him up, I'm going to use him for an inning because he's gotten a lot of rest lately.
You just hope that without that pressure, he doesn't lose the edge that has served him so well this year.
And that can happen sometimes to a closer when they come in and there isn't one on the line. They don't have the same intensity when they come in.
And he has started Gregg out 3-0. You don't see that bulldog anymore because he's got a lot of cushion. So we'll see what happens here in this inning with Heathcliff. He's behind Gregg 3-0. He's taking, obviously, and there's a strike at the knees. Heathcliff on the year has an ERA of 1.16. This is his 23rd appearance. And he walks Tommy Gregg, the pinch hitter. So I bring up Mario Diaz, who came on as part of a double switch in the last inning. Diaz batting 167 on the year. He has played for a few different teams in the big leagues, including the Mariners, briefly with the Mets, Texas Rangers, and now with the Florida Marlins. All right, Heathcliff, pretend it's 5-4.
Yeah, as you said, there's no way you can get a save. You cannot pitch yourself into one, which is the furthest thing from his mind, of course. But these guys do come in under pressure all the time, and right now, let's face it, he's not under pressure with a 7-run lead.
Does get that pitch for a called strike. It's 1-1. Base hit into right field. About the only damage that can be done here, barring a miracle, is something to Heathcliff's ERA. But he has allowed the first 2 base runners to reach.
You know, Darren Dalton's going to go out now, Todd, and have a little pep talk with him. Basically, just what you're talking about. Now he wants Kevin Stocker in there.
Phils have set their mark tonight for the most runs in a ball game with 11. Previous high was 10 against the Expos and against the Mets in 2 previous occasions this year. And also the most runs in an inning, which they did earlier tonight, 5, until they broke it with 6 in the 8th. Now they're just trying to get Heathcliff Slocum to keep his ERA at a minuscule 1.0 area, coming in at 1.16. Kilvio Veras, the batter, takes a called strike. 0-1. Veras has singled, scored, grounded out 3 times, 1 for 4 officially.
This game has a strange feel to it right now. The Phillies have been so explosive in a couple innings tonight, and now their closer's on, but they have a 7-run lead.
This game had a strange feel to it when it turned in a hurry in the 6th.
Yeah.
David Weathers was sailing along through 5. Next thing you know, he's trailing 5-4. And Michael Mims has a chance to pick up a win tonight in a game when he really took some early punches and hung around long enough to earn what will be his 5th win, as long as the Phils maintain the 7-run lead. Broken bat, little flare to Kevin Stocker, and that's the first out of the inning. 1 out here in the 9th.
That's all he needed was a couple men on base.
If Mims wins tonight, which he's 2 outs away from doing,
He will match Tyler Green and Paul Quantrill with 5 wins. Those are the 3 pitchers coming in that had the big question marks surrounding them. These guys hadn't done it at the major league level before, and it's part of a starting rotation. And even if they start to slow down and win 10 games or 12 games each this year, that's still a remarkable season for this staff.
It's an understatement.
Whew. 5 wins each, and we're in game number 47. Tomorrow, by the way, marks the 1/3 point of this shortened 144 game season.
Yeah, and tomorrow afternoon, the Phillies have their big guy going, and Kurt Schilling, who wants to make amends for what happened here the other night when he was well ahead of that ball game, the home run by Gonzalez, and the Phillies wound up losing that game.
Schilling tomorrow, if he does pick up the win, will also have 5 wins. Tomorrow will be Schilling against originally scheduled John Burkett. Was Mark Gardner? Was that the change?
Mark Gardner will pitch tomorrow, right? Phillies have seen quite a bit of Gardner over the years.
The Phils have a chance to have a quartet of pitchers with 5 wins, 1/3 the way through a shortened season. 4-pitch walk to Chuck Carr, so now the bases are loaded, and Johnny Padres wants to remind Heathcliff Slocum that you don't want to ruin your season's totals on a game like this.
It is amazing how many times you see this happen. When a closer comes into a game in these kind of situations, or even the other way, you might bring him in and you're losing by 7 runs. You're just trying to get him a little work. Whatever Todd said made him laugh. He's trying not to laugh again.
Saying, where's that gunslinger mentality you normally have? Bases are juiced. Jeff Conine, the batter. Marlins trail by 7. 2 outs to play with. Conine has 2 career grand slams. Low for a ball, 1-0, and all of a sudden this crowd, which was admiring an 11-4 lead, is growing a little restless. Breaking ball, 2-0. All right, Heathcliff. Backed yourself into a corner where there's no more room. It's 2-0, bases loaded, 1 out. Conine's a dangerous hitter. Heathcliff gave up a grand slam to this team down at Joe Robbie Stadium.
Gary Sheffield. You won't have to worry about that tonight. They didn't expect to have to do that, that's for sure. Go to the bullpen phone.
Gene Harris loosening, 3-0, bases loaded, 3-1. Gene Harris wasn't expecting that either. Figured he was done for the night, 11-4, 9th inning. But he will loosen as Heathcliff has worked himself into some trouble. This could be the ball game. Stocker, Morandini, the turn in time, double play. All he needed was a little bit of heat. Bases loaded, 3-0. He gets the 3-1. He gets the double play to end the ball game. So the Phils with a 5-run 6th, a 6-run 8th, win it by the final score of 11-4. Michael Mims wins his 5th to tie Tyler Green and Paul Quantrill for the team high, as the Phils offense comes alive with 2 big innings tonight. We'll come back and talk about this one when we return.
Your advertising is your voice in the marketplace. Advertise in the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages and your voice reaches more customers. A bigger ad gives you a bigger voice. A color ad gives your voice more impact. But if you don't have an ad, it's like having no voice at all. 9 out of 10 use it, and they're all ears. The genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. Bell Atlantic, the heart of communication.
Hey, one oil says it's got special molecules. Another says it's for little engines. One even makes it sound like oil can think. Come on. What's the square root of 4? See, I use Kendall oil because it lets my engine do the talking. So next time you change oil, be smart. Use Kendall. Kendall Motor Oil. Hey, man, buy it.
Lexus GS 300 Touring Edition is designed to stimulate the senses. There are special wheels, special colors, and a moonroof for sight, a leather-trimmed interior for touch, and a compact displayer for hearing. What about the sense of taste? That always comes standard. Save $3,000 on the GS 300 Touring Edition while it lasts at your Lexus dealer.
Phils have more runs than hits tonight, thanks in part to those 3 Marlins errors, who have relinquished the best fielding percentage in the league to the Phillies with those 3 errors tonight. Michael Mims has 1-5. David Weathers went strong for 5 innings and ran into a wall in the 6th. Jim Eisenreich was the reason for part of that wall, as we see here.
Well, the Phillies had gotten to 4-2, and now Eisenreich hooks this ball towards the right field corner, will tie it up on a double, and then Andre Dawson bobbles it. Eisenreich goes all the way to third on the play. 2 big 2-run doubles for the Phillies in that 6th inning, when it appeared that they were going to have trouble scoring a run or 2 tonight.
So Jim Eisenreich tonight is the Texaco star of the game with that 2 RBI double. The tied it. Phils went ahead when Eisenreich scored, and they ended up pounding home the victory 11-4 with a 6-run 8th inning. Back to talk about this one when we return.